Yo, what is going on, man? NFL free agent frenzy live. We're gonna be talking about some of the players that the New York Giants have signed, and we're gonna react to a lot of things that's been happening in free agency. This free agency frenzy. This tampering period has been pretty good, man. There's a lot of people that have been signed, I think there's a lot of people out there that are still available that are very good too, like Trey Hendrickson. He's still available. So we're gonna have some breaking news and everything. But first and foremost, man, we're gonna get into the New York Giants. That's a team we represent. So we're gonna talk about the New York Giants real quick, and then we just gonna go all out with the free agency frenzy. So NYG, man, what you looking forward towards today? And what are you thinking about free agency so far, man? You did the show yesterday us down. Love that show, bro. Need more like that from you, man.
Yeah, bro. It was phenomenal, man. It was fast paced. It was a frenzy, literally. You know what I'm saying? Breaking news left and right. I think the interesting thing here is the offensive line market. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we've seen a couple players sign. Giants signed Jermaine Illuminor. You've seen Varick Tucker go to the Patriots. Um, so you've seen a couple guards come off the market, but there's still a lot of guards out there. Still a couple tackles. Lindenbaum got the big contract, so we know that. So I'm really been paying attention to the offensive line market, um, as well as the linebacker market. Still a lot of good linebackers out there as well. I don't think Leo Chanel has signed. Dre Greenlaw just got released. Of course, you had
Mm-hmm.
to sign Devin Lloyd, Devin Bush, but there's still a lot of good. I think Quay Walker's still out there, if I'm not mistaken. So there's still a couple out there. And hey, bro, still a lot of good players. Still some quarterbacks. Still waiting for the quarterback because the quarterback domino will dictate a lot of what teams do too. You'll start seeing offensive players start to get more in play as the quarterbacks get settled. So definitely keeping an eye on that.
All right. So let's get into it. NFL All 32, New York Giants free agent frenzy, and just an NFL free agency frenzy for you guys today. We'll give you a couple of hours, man. But let's get busy. Let's get started with the New York Giants. Let's
Uh-oh.
go. Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. All right, so a little bit of breaking news for the New York Giants. They did make a signing today, and it's a cornerback, man. We need some cornerback help. Mr. Greg Newsome of the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cleveland Browns last year. Definitely think this is going to give us some corner help with this team. We need it, and we need it bad, bro. We need it, and we need it now. It's our corner, and we need it now. So Greg Newsome comes over, and a lot of people say he did a lot of his work in the slot, and which he did when he was playing with the Cleveland Browns, because they had the All-Pro corner Denzel Ward, and they had Emerson who came on very, very strong. So that moved Newsome, a former first round pick, into the slot. So, NYG, man, what do you think about this move for the New York Giants? And do you think this is a good move, bro?
Um, I do think it's a good move. I think he's a bigger, pause, more experienced version of Cordell Flott. When you look at their size, you know, Newsome's a little bigger, maybe an inch or so taller. So, and you know, me and you were talking about getting, you know, the taller, longer pause corners, like a Rick Woolen, but you get this guy for $8 million. And again, I tweeted this out. Go follow me on Twitter, NYG22. Hey, it ain't gonna matter if that front seven cooking. It ain't. These guys will be serviceable, is what I'm saying. Him and a D bum. I don't like him either. But again, bro, you can't have everything at once. And Greg Newsome played real well in Cleveland. I don't know what happened in Jacksonville. I don't know what went down over there. But, hey, the New York Giants, they still are shopping. So I don't think he's the only corner they're going to bring in. So I wouldn't trip over it, you know. And I think it's a fair deal. You get him cheaper than Flott. And I think he's a more experienced version of Cordell Flott.
Yeah, I think he is a more experienced version of Cordell Flott. I think he plays a little stronger than what Cordell Flott can play. But I don't think they're done with corner. I don't think they're done with linebacker. I think they're going to get a couple of more pieces. And this defense, man, might be legit going into next season, especially if they can get that middle linebacker position handled. These DBs don't have to do too much. You see what I'm saying? Because if they stop the run and they force you to pass and you got 3 edge rushers that can get after it, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this defense could be very, very good. But that was a little bit of breaking news for the New York Giants today. They do sign a corner. Whether you like him or not, he is a body that can be put out there on the field because you didn't want Deontay Banks starting and Paulson Adebo starting as your 2 corners again. And Cordell Flott's gone. He went to Tennessee. So, you know, I think I like the signing, man. But shout out to some of the Aboriginal crew and some of the people coming in talking. Iman Perry says, "Let's go, Aboriginal."
What's good? What's
He
good,
said,
Iman?
What's going on, Iman? One of our guys here, one of our day ones. He says, "Hey, I love the move. Good move." Okay. Yeah, they got Flott listed at 6'2". Okay. All right. We got RJ Dave in the building. He said, "What up, fellas? I'm loving the move so far. Hoping we can make that trade for Brian Thomas Jr." We're going to talk about that coming up in this New York Giants segment here. New, what's going on, New? Ain't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well,
bro.
Man. Hey, Bober, what? Bober the Fur? You could have named yourself Boba the Fett. A Fret, or whatever that was on Star Wars. But hey, what's going on, man? Hit that like and subscribe button for us, brother. He said, "What about Flott? He leaving?" Yes, he left. He went to Brian Daboll and the Tennessee Titans. That's where he went to. Iman says, "We need 2 more linebackers plus Sonny Styles." I would love Sonny Styles, man.
Mm.
And he says, "We lost Wandale too. Our receiver group is weak." I'm actually happy we lost Wandale. Because I'm not giving Wandale Robinson $20 million per year, man. I'm sorry. Mr. Burton, what's going on? He said Harbaugh and Wilson going to give Banks new life. Hopefully, because if that happens, we straight. If the corners that we have here now can step up because they got new coaching and new leadership, oh, we Gucci. I like that, man. But we're going to come back. We're going to talk about some of the moves and all the moves the Giants have done so far here in free agency, man, right here on NFL Free Agency Frenzy. Let's get into it. New York Giants full access, man. All right, so we are going to talk about some of the moves that the New York Giants have made, and one of those moves is Mr. Isaiah Likely, bro. What do you think about this move, Isaiah Likely? He's the prize free agent here with the New York Giants. What do you think he brings, and can he take this offense to another level, man? With Jackson Dart and those guys out there, man. What do you think about this move here, NYG?
I think what it does is it gives you options. It gives Jackson Dart options. It gives you a target that can go up and get the football. Now, what have we been talking about with Jackson Dart? You know, you like to get these young quarterbacks who are still trying to find their way in the NFL. You want to get them a bigger target, you know, somebody that doesn't have to be wide open per se. But what Likely brings as well is experience with John Harbaugh and what John Harbaugh expects from his players on offense. And as a team mindset, period. That's something else I'm looking at. Also, what I put out there, what I tweeted to you and Coach, they talking about running 4 tight end sets.
Yeah, that's facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So that's telling you they're gonna run the football and they're gonna run a lot of play action. And you know, the RPO. So that kid likely liked him coming out of college. And again, you getting 2 because you can't forget about Theo Johnson. They just need Theo Johnson to catch the ball. You need to get with a coach on a jugs machine or some shit and just practice holding on to the football. and maybe bringing Likely in will push him to be like, hey, look, man, you might get buried if you don't watch out. Because you remember, you still got Fedoni on the roster. Oh, shit. 4 tight end sets now. Man Hurts is in there. I don't like him, but whatever. But again, you know, I'd rather have Ricard or somebody else. But hey, I'm with this move, bro.
All right, so you know, great player. Love the way Isaiah Likely plays, but you know, we got to talk about the money. The money. 3 years, $40 million, can get up to $47.5 million if he hits his incentives. So I want him to make that $47.5 million because that means he's balling. So 3 years, max $47.5 million. Do you think that's a little bit of an overpay for Isaiah Likely, who was likely that's crazy, likely a number 2 tight end over there with the Ravens behind Mark Andrews? I think he was heavily underutilized. But what about the money, man? Do you think the money fits the player?
I think it does, because you're not bringing him here to be a number 2 tight end. You bringing him here to be a number 2 target. Because as it stands now, he's the number 2 target. You bringing in Neighbors. Who else you looking to throw the ball to? Likely, right? That's likely the case.
More than likely, he's gonna get the ball.
You see what I'm saying? So again,
hey, I got some heat for y'all this season when it comes to calling these games. I'm telling you. But go ahead, my bad.
So yeah, I can't wait for that. So, but yeah, you bringing him here to be a number 2 target. So yeah, I think the price is right. And that's the expectation for a player. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're not just looking at how much he played and his numbers. You're looking at metrics. Basically, how he performed in the little bit of time that he was used. You know what I'm saying? And those metrics are gonna check. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at his targets, his catches, and his yardage based on his snaps, it pans out. Now, if you give him more snaps, you should see an acceleration in production. So, can he get to 7, 8, 900 yards, 1,000 yards? You know, being the number 2 to Malik Neighbors, because that's what you're doing. You giving Jackson Dart a number 1 option at receiver and a number 1 option at tight end, but the tight end is going to be lined up different. See what I'm saying? So that's why they wasn't going to pay Wan'Dale Robinson $20 million a year.
That's a fact. But I think this is a perfect time because I think certain scenarios where Isaiah Likely can play with this offense with Jackson Dart out there. So I think this is a perfect time for
Big Pat's game plan. This week's key matchups.
I honestly think that they're going to use Isaiah Likely a lot in 11 personnel in the slot. Those routes and things that you were seeing that Wan'Dale Robinson was running, I think they're going to use Isaiah Likely as they stand now. So I don't know if they're going to go get another receiver. What if they do go Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson at 5? I don't want it, but let's just say the offense stands pat as it is now. They're already talking about using 3 to 4 tight ends. It probably went down to 3 because Bellinger went over with Brian Daboll. He got an $8 million. He got a bag from Brian Daboll, so I don't blame him. Get your money, Daniel Bellinger. Shout out to his dad. We saw him at the draft in Kansas City. You're going to use this guy a lot in the 11 personnel in the slot. And then what I love to see is this guy being used in the 12 personnel settings when you have maybe they sign a Patrick Ricard or they use Man Hurts at the fullback position or whichever one they want to use and get Cam Scatterbo rolling. But this dude can sneak out, pretend that he's blocking, and go out and get into the flat and get into the middle of the field with Malik Neighbors probably commanding the double team in those 12 personnels. So you might get a lot of bootlegs out of this team this year, out of those 12 personnel settings. Kind of like what you saw a little bit with Daniel Jones back in the day in 2022. But you got Jackson Dart, so you know eyes are going to be on him, a plethora of them. So this guy is going to get a lot of those quick passes, 5 yards, and probably turn them into 10 yards because the defense is like, okay, where's Neighbors? Okay, where's Theo Johnson? Okay, we got Isaiah Likely in the slot, but now he's on the linebacker, and he's going to be the linebacker eight out of 10 times. There's not too many linebackers that are going to stay with Isaiah Likely. So I like the way that they're moving with the Isaiah Likely signing. I think it's a dope signing. And like NYG says, I think the money does fit because I think he's going to turn into your number 2 target. I think he's going to get more targets than Theo Johnson and a little bit less than what Neighbors is as the Giants stand pat now, because you don't want to put Slayton out there as the number 2 primarily. But this can open up some things for Darius Slayton to be what he is, a deep threat, and get those deep dig routes across the middle of the field because you got to worry about Isaiah Likely routing your slot DB up because he's bigger than him or running past your linebacker because he's just faster and just as big. So I like this signing, man, for the New York Giants, man. I think it's dope. Isaiah Likely probably going to be your number 2 target as it stands right now. But let's talk about somebody else that the New York Giants signed. Another big signing, and that was Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker from the Chicago Bears. 3 years, $36 million. Outstanding linebacker from the Bears and the Bills. And this guy's a coverage guy, and he's one of the top people going in and slashing and making tackles. What we need this team to do. Like, if he can do what Michael McFadden was doing, which he does a little bit better, and make the tackle, this will be a great signing for the New York Giants that they need. Linebacker. I don't believe the New York Giants are done at the linebacker position this free agency. But NYG, man, you talked about this. You actually broke the news yesterday when we signed him. Hey, I put a video out there saying they was going to sign him too before the free agents even started. So, Tremaine Edmonds, now a New York Giant. What do you like about this signing, or what don't you like about this signing? Do you think the money fits? 3 years, $36 million.
Money fits because, again, you was going to trade for him. So you being able to sign him, you know, for the $30 million. So what, that's 10 million or around, I guess, 12 million a season.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's good money because, again, you got rid of Bobby Okereke. What was Bobby Okereke's cap hit? Like,
oh man, it was up there. They
14, 15 million.
Yeah, and they got back, I think, 9.5 million back from it.
So again, you upgrade there. All right. Now you get a younger, faster, better linebacker. And guess what? You still got work to do. And you still got the 5th pick in the draft. So what Tremaine Edmonds can bring? Coverage. That's why, to be honest with you, I want a more versatile linebacker like Sonny Styles, a more of a thumper down. Like Tremaine Edmonds can do that too. You know what I'm saying? But you put him back in coverage, like you mentioned, and I pointed that out on the stream, the 14 interceptions. Now, you got a coverage linebacker. There's people out there tweeting that he can't cover.
Yeah,
are you kidding me? That's crazy work. He can cover and he can, play downhill and tackle. But what I'm thinking about is if you get him with Sonny Styles, now you can mix and match, play one up, one down, one on the line. You can disguise your blitz coverages. I'm telling you, they can cook if they get the right linebacker group. Them corners that they signing that y'all worried about, I don't think it's going to matter much.
Yeah.
Nate Edmonds is a part of that, man, and he's a big part of that, what they building. Now, Thibodeau might be the odd man out. If you flip him for something, whether it be a corner or like you said, another linebacker, then that might be something to talk about, man. But I don't want to trade Tibbs. I definitely don't. But if it's for an absolute equal player, in my opinion, or better, then yeah, let's make that deal.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I don't want to lose Thibodeau. Contrary to what everything is being reported, I don't want to lose Thibodeau, man, because I think that brings down our front seven a little bit, especially against the run. He's our best edge rusher against the run, and it's not even close. I love Brian Burns and I love Abdul Carter. They're going to get after the quarterback and they're going to hit that quarterback. But we need an edge rusher that can hold the edge when it comes to the run game, so these people don't get to the outside.
Right.
Like they were last year. So Edmonds definitely changes things. And yes, I am with Sonny Styles all day at number 5. So we're going to go to a little commercial break because there is some little news about what the New York Giants are planning to do with the number 5 pick. So, hey, we're live on the Aboriginal Sports Network and we're live on my personal channel, Big Pat Sports Talk. Man, y'all go hit the like button for both those channels and Unpopular Opinion Sports. Man, we doing our thing, man. And we're going to be right back after these commercial messages. And we're going to talk about the New York Giants at the number 5 pick and go through a little bit more of what they've done at free agency, man. So let's get it.
Yo, if I'm hawking you like a bird. It ain't cause I respect you, God. It's because I'm trying to find the perfect place for me to shit on. Niggas hear about me and discreetly set up a date to meet me to see if they can defeat me. So I ain't ready to let no motherfucker eat me. That's why you find little pieces of MCs in my feces weekly. You can't beat me, you can't control or delete me. Nigga, you can't even shine on a song that features me. Slippery saliva keeps my delivery tighter, enabling me to outmaneuver Russian MiG fighters. Launching missiles at whack rap artists like they was targets for coming to broader market with that garbage. From downtown Newark to South Orange, niggas is paying homage. I batter you for anything you own worth pawning. Rap and snap at your ass crack like bear traps. Contaminate your air sacs like tear gas. And I swear, black, you try to batter me, you won't last. I turn your ass into the artist formerly known as gay ass bag. Blow you to ashes with my tactics. Strip you naked and make you hug a cactus, you bastards. From the How Can I Be Down conference to the Gavin. Whack MCs get slapped in their faces for rapping. For absolutely no rhyme or reason I start beefing. Spitting words that you faster than Puerto Rican speaking. The keys for me to make an example out of somebody you respect. And that'll discourage you from trying to test. Whoever ain't nice enough to rhyme with me should surrender their soul and combine with me. Or die violently. I'm trying to be a millionaire before the year's up. Hungry like a dog with his ears up. This little nigga with heart from North Newark. The only thing faster than the speed of light is the speed of dog. With the jaws of a great white shark, I rip you apart. My state-of-the-art lyrical lasers is razor sharp. Splattered the brain matter of my enemies with the same bullet trajectory that murdered John Kennedy in the back of the cranial.
Welcome to the Aboriginal Sports Network.
90 minutes of heat, 90 minutes of lyrics and beats, 90 minutes on these brick city streets.
All right, man. That's one of my favorite artists, Cannabis, man. Shout out to Cannabis, man. Hey, but looks like the nightmare is a little bit true. The Giants are considering Jeremiah Love at 5. So
Smoke.
it may be smoke, but let's just say they sign another middle linebacker in free agency. And they don't have to go middle linebacker. And what if they are good with a guy like Falele at guard or moving Marcus Bowl to guard? What do you think about this kid here? Because they are trying to run the ball. You literally pointed it out all offseason, and you've been absolutely correct. 4 tight ends is ridiculous. So you know you're running the ball with 4 tight ends. So you got Cam Scatterbo. We don't know how they feel about Tyrone Tracy. They brought back Blown Motor on a huge reduction. He was counting like 6 to 7 million on the cap. Now he's only counting like 1.3 million. So he just took a pay cut to keep a job. What do you think about this kid at 5? And does it make sense, especially if the Giants get another middle linebacker here in free agents?
Once again, no. Like I pointed out in the debate, you're going to be paying this kid top 10, damn near top 5 running back money for one, off rip. Yeah, you want to run the ball, but running the ball starts up front. It ain't going to make a damn difference if John Runyon is getting pushed back into the dang on backfield, and John Michael Smith's. So that's your left guard and your center right now. So I don't want to hear anything about another running back until you get some dang on guards in here. Then we could talk running back. But Jeremiah Love at 5 is the same mistake you went with Saquon Barkley. You need to worry about the trenches. Ain't nobody thinking about no dang on running back except the New York Giants. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because even the Saints went out and got ETN, right? Now they're thinking about getting rid of Kamara. So what you see what I'm saying? Like, you don't need all that. And if you was really in on Kenneth Walker, which I don't think they were, reports, the reports I listen to anyway, says they weren't. So I don't know, man. I don't think this is a good idea. I think the best use of the Giants pick at 5 is to continue to solidify that defense, because you still have holes on your defense. And if you get your defense solid, when you barely have any holes, if none, if any, now in year 2 of John Harbaugh, because you can't do everything in year 1. We talked about that, right? Then in year 2 of John Harbaugh, then you could start worrying about, okay, can we get another running back? Maybe we don't like the running backs we got, yada, yada, yada. But you got to see if you can even run the football first effectively like that. What was the Giants last year in running and rushing and run blocking? What was their numbers? We can go to the numbers again. So I'm looking at the line that you bringing back right now. Ain't much change. So no.
Yeah, I think, I'm not with it. But if you want to play devil's advocate, man, if we are looking to run the ball like they say they are, then if we have the offensive line to back it up, it's almost like why not? See what I'm saying? Because if you can have 2 good running backs like Cam Scatterbo and him, that's pretty deadly if you're running that ball. If we can create some holes and that dude get out the gate, that can create a lot of pressure on some teams, and then that's going to make you focus and come up. Like, we got to stop this run, and then Malik Neighbors and Isaiah Likely can get busy. So there is some good to it. I particularly don't want it because our history of it. And I think you can get a good running back in the second round if you wanted to run it back that bad. What if the dude from Arkansas falls to the second round? Washington. What if Cam Scatterbo is that guy? He's not a home run hitter, but he's definitely going to get you those tough yards, and he's faster than what people give him credit for. What if Tyrone Tracy is the guy that can get out the gate for you? He's shown that he can run, and he's not slow. So, that's a little bit, about the number 5 pick, man, about what the Giants have done in free agency. But it's looking like if they can't get a guard that they want in free agency, you might see that guy from Miami being a number 5 pick, or they may trade back and get some assets and take a guard. Maybe the dude from Penn State. Maybe the Chiefs want to get up there and grab somebody at 10. And I think that
could be some smoke. That what if a team wants to come up and get Jeremiah Love? Mm-hmm. Now if the Giants pretend like they're interested seriously, then, but we should know they're not. Look at the money. You see what I'm saying? Like, that you're gonna have to pay him, and then you already got Scott Bow, Tracy, and Blown Motor on the roster, unless you plan on cutting Tyrone Tracy, which would be crazy. He was your leading running back last year. So unless you plan on cutting Tyrone Tracy, then I don't see how Jeremiah Love or any significant running back fits. Now, what you can do is bring in competition for that third spot, Blown Motor spot, and then you may regulate him to some practice squad shit or something. I don't know. So that's something you could think about, or something like that. I don't know. Or if you just want to carry 4 running backs, then that's something. That's a little. I don't think how you gonna carry 4 tight ends and 4 running backs, bro? Like, I don't.
Means you gonna.
And you talking about you gonna carry a fullback too? You think about carrying a fullback? Nah, bro. They done it running back, bro. I don't see it. It might piss Giants fans off, bro, but I don't think they're getting a running back.
All right. Shout out to RJ Dave, man. He says they're pivoting to Falele, the massive guard from the Ravens.
I told you that, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We said that earlier. Angelo, thank you for tuning in, man. Hit that like and subscribe button for us, man. It's pinned in the comments. He said we have a lot of different ways we can go. I got to see how we finish free agency before I can take Love at 5. That's a fact. He says Pacheco would be a nice ad for depth. Jersey kid, runs hard. Yeah, I like Pacheco too. Mm-hmm. I think we're really set at the running back position though, but we'll see.
Pacheco would be Scatbo insurance, man. But,
yeah, Pacheco would definitely beat out Singletary. I'll tell you that. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about a couple more free agents the Giants have signed this free agency period, and I think this is one of the most important ones, man. We got back Jermaine Illuminor, so we got both tackle positions held down, and then they got him on a team-friendly 3-year, $39 million deal. Only $13 million a year. You mean to tell me that we got Illuminor back for only $13 million a year at the tackle position, and he played well last year? What do you think about this signing? I ain't even gonna ask you the money fits. The money is great.
Yeah.
What do you think about Jermaine Illuminor, man?
Probably one of my favorite players on the Giants. I think this, I said it yesterday on the stream. I think this guy is a perfect fit. I think he's one of those type of players you can see retiring as a New York Giant. It's very rare, Pat. You know what I'm saying? Coaches in the chat, you can speak to this too. It's very rare that you have a player that wants to be here and the fans actually love him. You know what I'm saying? And he's not a superstar. He's not a superstar. So that's very, very rare, because normally if you're not a superstar, these fans hate you, and a lot of times the superstars that come here hate playing here because they get criticized so much. So it's a very toxic, it's a very polarizing place to play. But Jermaine Illuminor is the perfect fit. And guess what? Like you say, he holds you down. You know he's going to give effort. Like, you can tell this is a dude that's going to give his all, give everything he's got out there on the field for the New York Giants, because he wants to be here and he believes in, what the Giants stand for. So, we said this had to get done, for the Giants free agency to work at all, because you can't have two holes on your offensive line, already, fringe offensive line as it is. So I definitely think, man, Jermaine Illuminor is definitely going to be here for a while, and good thing they got him back, and they got him back on a reasonable deal.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you argue with your general manager for this one? Because he's the one that brought him in the first place. It wasn't John Harbaugh. Oh shit, forgot about that. But go ahead.
All right, so light-skinned Jermaine is back with the Giants, man. I love that signing. Shore up that offensive line. We need to get some guards in here, though. But the last guy we're going to talk about with the Giants signing is Jordan Stout. Signs with the Giants to become the NFL's highest-paid punter, around $4.3 million a year.
Only a head coach with a special teams background would do some shit like this. Make a punter the highest paid punter in the league. But go ahead.
Yeah, but listen, the dude's are all pro.
Nah, he's good. I know he's good.
He's good, man. And a lot of people are like, what? Because that was one of the first signings that they did. But I'm like, yeah, it's better than the Scottish Hammer for sure.
Don't the Giants always do that, though? Don't they always sign like their long snapper, their punter, their kicker?
All those dudes come first.
Their gunner or something. They always sign them special teams dudes first, bro. It's like they hold them in their heart for some reason.
Yeah, and they love them, bro. So This guy, I do believe, is a very, very good find for the New York Giants, because if this guy can flip field position with the defense that they're trying to build and the way we run the ball, I think Harbaugh's looking for total control of the game. He wants to dictate the pace of the game with this team coming up, and I think that's the way they feel they can win some games this year, which is a pretty good way to go with the way this team is built. So all you guys, all you New York Giants fans out there that want to, this high flying offense, this high scoring offense, I don't think you're going to get that in the very first season unless the team is really giving up the goods. But you're going to see a lot of games 23-20, 23-17, 24-21. You're going to see a lot of games like that this season, man. And I love it, bro. I think we're going to be getting back to Giants football, man, and running that ball and playing, field position, because field position is a huge, huge thing in football, man. People don't understand that. And this guy flips field position. He kicks it from the 25, and the other team is starting at their own 10 to 15-yard line. That is flipping field position. So you don't have to be scared of going 3 and out and your punter kicking a 13-yard punt or a 28-yard punt because he's shanking it half the time. But then he booms one and is like, man, he could be good. And then he goes right back to being what he was. That's why the Scottish Hammer was released. And the Scottish Hammer was getting $3.9 million. So really, we only paid $400,000 for this guy.
Yeah, man. I don't know how he was getting that much money.
I don't know how he was getting that much money either. But I'd rather give the money to an All-Pro. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that's I think that's a very good signing. But we're gonna talk about one last thing with the New York Giants before we get into the whole NFL free agency and talk about some signings and things that has happened so far today. So one last little swoop. The New York Giants are rumored to be wanting to trade for Brian Thomas Jr. And it's looking like it's coming down to the Jets and the Giants trying to get Brian Thomas Jr. Now that's big, man, because not only is Brian Thomas Jr. 6'3", 6'4", can run 4.3, can go over the middle and be that target to get the back shoulder throws and those tough layered throws that Jackson Dart loves to throw. He's already know how to play with Malik Neighbors. They did it at LSU. And Neighbors gonna love that. So that might make a better version of Neighbors to go out there because they're very competitive. They were like that at LSU. Kind of like how Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase were at LSU. They were very competitive, but it was a good competition. Oh, you want to get 100 yards a day? Well, look, I got 130. See what I'm saying? It's like that type of competition. It brings another dog to your offense. Scatterbo, dog. Likely, dog. Neighbors, dog. Brian Thomas Jr., dog. Now you're starting to get dogs all over the field. And that's a very good thing. So just want to ask you a question, man. What do you think about the Brian Thomas trade? They're saying it's going to take a second-round pick, maybe a player or maybe another lower-round pick to get him. Do you think that's worth it for the New York Giants?
Look, man. If you can get Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. on the New York Giants, you should do it right now. Now, the second pick is a tough bargain. Maybe you want to dangle Kayvon Thibodeau out there and offer a lower round pick and see if that'll get it done. Because I don't really want to give up my second. Because then you don't have a third. So again, and you still got Kayvon. And if you want to trade him, you know what I'm saying, which I am against, but if you're gonna do it, this is the guy to do it for, because a receiver of this caliber with the chemistry already there is definitely going to elevate your offense, and it's going to allow your running game to get busy, because now your guards don't have to face 10-man boxes. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Because again, if you ain't got no threats, you know what I'm saying? And if Neighbors is hobbled, we'll see how he is. Hopefully he's back full healthy. But again, you know, you talking about Slayton on the outside and Isaiah Hodgins right now. That's your receiving core. So you got Likely and Theo Johnson in as tight ends, but again, at some point, you can't just run 12 personnel the whole game. You're gonna have to switch it up. So you're gonna need some receivers. So again, I was in favor of trading for a receiver. We talked about this earlier in the season. Earlier, Pat, me and you, when I was like, look, I think the way they're gonna have to get is they're gonna have to trade for a receiver. That's the way they all do it. The Philly did it with AJ Brown. The Bills got Diggs. Like, yeah, and you can get this kid, and he's still young. They was in the same draft class. So, boom. You can get them both on fifth-year options. Kill. So now, you know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and decide what you want to do. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, at the end of it, if you win a championship, cool. If you don't, then, that'll work itself out. But I think this is an opportunity that they cannot pass up, but I do not want to give up my second round pick.
Yeah. I'm kind of iffy on this one. If you have to give up your second round pick, because what if somebody like Chris Bell is there in the second round? You know what I'm saying? The thing that I love about this, though, just to talk about a little bit of both sides, is that he's already played with Neighbors, and I know those two would go crazy together. You know what I'm saying? And this dude is the bigger receiver, plus he brings the speed. You see what I'm saying? He's 6'4". Man, like, if he's out there motivated with a motivated Neighbors, you got a Jackson Dart, a Cam Scatterbo, Isaiah Likely. They get themselves some guards. The only thing is you got to give up that second round pick. I don't care if you're giving up Thibodeau. They're not going to take Thibodeau in the fourth round pick. Now, let's say this. What if it's a second round pick for next year? What if it's a second round pick? It may be a fourth or fifth round pick next year, or a fourth pick this year. Let's do it like this. Second round pick 2027, fourth round pick 2026. Would you do
it? So I'm giving up a fourth this year and a second next year?
Yeah.
2 picks?
Yeah, it's gonna take about 2 picks. Because they have no use for Thibodeau. They got 2 heads. They got Walker and what's the number 44?
Why am I giving up 2 picks for Brian Thomas Jr.?
Because he was a first round pick and he's only in his second year, going into his third year. Dude was a first round pick and he's a talent.
He's a first round pick, right? But yeah, you know, it's just like when you buy a car, that value automatically comes down as soon as you purchase it. So that first round value is down now. So, and he had a down season last year. So again, his value is down. I'm thinking third, but the Giants don't have a third. That's the problem. So they will have to give up a second because they don't have a fucking third. That's the issue.
So you're not willing to give up a future second round pick and a fourth round pick this year?
I don't want to give up a second round pick for him. I want to give up a third.
You don't have.
But they don't have a third. See, that's the issue. So that's the box they in. Now, if they could have got a third for Thibodeau, which they can't, because they would already did the deal, then they would have already had the third to ship to them to get Brian Thomas Jr. because I'm sure they would have did it because the Giants' third is damn near like a second. It's a high third. You got to think where they picking. You see what I'm saying, Pat? So that's why I don't want to give up my second. That shit damn near like a first round pick, bro. That's high as fuck.
So what are you going to get in a second round that's worth a Brian Thomas Jr.?
Shit, you said it, Chris Bell. If he develops,
I said next year.
Oh, next year. Oh, I don't know. I don't know the draft next year. So.
See, I said next year's second and this year's fourth.
Yeah, I mean, they might do that.
Would you consider that? That's why I said I don't want to get. I'm with you. I don't want to give up this year's second round pick because we need a guard. If we go Sonny Styles in the first round, like my man here said, hold on. Renee NYG1, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us, man. Pregnon is a great guard there in a second. Remember, we talked about him out of Oregon.
Yes, sir.
What if I could go Sonny Styles and Pregnon this year? I can't get. I'm taking that over Brian Thomas.
Yeah, me too.
I'm taking that over Brian Thomas. But if I could give it up next year's second and then get Sonny Styles and Pregnon and still have Brian Thomas Jr.,
I don't think the Jaguars would do that, but if you could get away with doing that, then yeah, because they don't know where you're going to pick. The Giants could have a good season, be picking the back half of that second round, and that pick automatically loses value the lower you go. So that's why I wouldn't do it this year because their pick is so high. You're going to get a premier player at that pick in the second round. Damn near pretty much a first round talent.
So let's compare this, and then we're going to get into the entire NFL, get off the Giants. Brian Thomas Jr. or Pregnon in the second round. Who you want more, the guard or Brian Thomas Jr.? Let's just say they say the highest pick has to come in this year's draft. So that's the second round pick. Pregnon or Brian Thomas Jr., because that's basically what it is.
Well, it can't just be Pregnon because you don't know what the Giants.
I'm just saying if that was the pick, let's just say Pregnon or a guard, whatever guard that you have out there, or whatever pick that you want. What positions would you want the Giants to attack in the second round compared to Brian Thomas Jr.?
If the Giants can't get a guard because they may lose Wyatt Taylor to the Jets or somebody. So if they can't get a guard, then you got to go Pregnon. You know what I'm saying? But if they get a guard and they feel solid with their offensive line, I'm taking Brian Thomas Jr. But again, this year, I think you're going to need the guard. So that's why I'm saying this year's a little different because you picking so high. You see what I'm saying? You're getting a first round type talent, which Brian Thomas Jr. is a first round type talent too. We talked about that.
Yeah,
but
he's first round talent. He won the first round.
I don't want to give up the second this year. So, it can't just be Pregnon because you kind of putting them in a box. But I mean, if that's the choice you're gonna make and you need a guard, then yeah. But if you don't need a guard, I mean, you have to consider the receiver at that point.
Yeah.
And I think it does elevate it. What it does, it puts fear in your opponents. I think there is a psychological factor to some of these things when you got two dogs on the outside, even if so your line is not like top 5, top 10 or whatever, you still got to worry about them too. So again, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to worry about a quarterback that can get outside the pocket and can use his legs. So, the guard's important to run the football. But if you can't get it, this is something I think the Giants, the team they were trying to build, would pan out well with. You know what I'm saying? Like a attacking offense like that. But if they really just trying to run the football, how many targets you gonna have for Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors, and Isaiah Likely?
Yeah. I mean, that's something to think about, man. I think that's something, like, if we're discussing it this way, you know Harbaugh and Shane and them are discussing it. If the rumors are true, they have to be discussing it like this. And that's why the trigger hasn't been pulled yet. So we're going to see what Brian Thomas Jr., him and what Neighbors would be sick, man. But we finna get into the overall NFL free agency frenzy, man. A couple of signings have been happening since we've been talking about our New York Giants. But I want to give a shout out to the chat, to the people in the chat that have been here commenting. Man, Rash Dave 15, Chef B Moore, hit that like and subscribe button for us. Pete Dog 74, hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says Slayton's still not going to catch the ball in wide open. Man, you dudes are vicious. Shout out to Angelo. Shout out to Angelo, man. Tuning in, hit that like and subscribe button for us. Prime time. Thank you for tuning in, man. Reno, we see you, dog. He said Rotten is rated best over what is available, so resign him. Greg Van Rotten. Okay. Not mad at that. Bob Bober the First. Love that name, man. Cool. Ryan, what's going on, Ryan? Thank you for tuning in, man. Hope all is well with you, bro. Coach, you already know what time it is.
Tennessee is trolling the Giants right now. So I think you're right. Like if like they were just at this point, I think Brian Dable was just on that type of he's on that type of time, he's psychotic, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like he's really at this shit to be spiteful. So I think they might take Sonny Styles. But if they take Sonny Styles, you better get that fucking guard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And when you play them suckers, you run the shit out the football.
All right. Shout out to D'Ayla. What's going on, D'Ayla? He says, man, you don't want to give up that 27 draft pick. If you're going to give up that draft pick, it better be the second this year. 27 is a much better draft, well documented. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, D'Ayla? Hey, I'm going to holler at you, D'Ayla, man. I want you to come on Giants Battlegrounds, man. I want you to debate with somebody from this Giants content creator community, man. Giants Battlegrounds, the new debate show for Giants talk, man, right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network, man. Shout out to D'Ayla, man. Good to see you. Hope all is well, brother. D no op. You definitely not an op, bro. You here watching with us, man. Thank you, D, for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us, man. But it's a lot of people in. King Chris. What's going on, King Chris? Good to see you. Ain't seen you in a little bit. What's going on, brother? But, hey, man, H-Town says health and wealth all kindly, situational awareness from the top of the organization to the bottom first. John got staff in order. Then roster, then situational play calling awareness each game. It's a lot, but you're right. Shout out to H-Town, man. Hit that like and subscribe button for us, man. Wow. Appreciate you, man. A lot of people in here. Fantasy Dog, what's going on? Rumors of love to the Giants. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier before you got into the show. Fantasy Dog, go check it out.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hit that instant replay, man, and hit that like and subscribe button for us right here on all our channels, man. But we get ready to get into reaction to the full NFL on ABSN, the full NFL free agency period, man. So we're going to take a little commercial break. You know we do production over here, man. This is the NFL on ABSN. Get ready to get it cracking. Let's go. All right. So we gonna be talking about the full free agency frenzy with the NFL, man. And look, there's some breaking news. So, breaking news. The Detroit Lions find their Knuckles replacement with Isaiah Pacheco. We were just talking about this guy. So Isaiah Pacheco is going to the Lions, man. Formerly of the Chiefs. I think this is a very good signing for the Detroit Lions after losing David Montgomery, man. Isaiah Pacheco is going to bring that same type toughness. Is he as strong as David Montgomery? No, but he has the same type running style. And if he stays healthy over there with Jamari Gibbs, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Greg Lott Powers activated over there with the Detroit Lions, man. What's your quick reaction to this win, YG?
I definitely like this fit because the Lions, what are they known for? They got one of the best offensive lines in football, and they are going to be able to open up lanes for this kid to run through. He is one of, like a north-south type runner. So you need a strong offensive line, for a guy like this to get busy. And I think, that's exactly what's going to happen, and then you got that beast Gibbs, to think about as well. So it's definitely going to give them a nice little 1-2 punch, a kind of speed power type punch. That, hey, look, David Montgomery is dope, but I'm an Isaiah Pacheco fan, so are you, man. Coach, shout out to Coach. But I think this is a good signing for the Lions, man. A good, nice little rebound, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, after losing Montgomery.
Okay. So lose Montgomery, bring in another Knuckles and Isaiah Pacheco. Shout out to the Lions, man. Hey, some more news, Travis Kelce returns to the Chiefs this year. He will not retire. He will come back 1 year. I guess that signing of Kenneth Walker gave him a little bit of motivation. Hey, we might be able to get something done. We got a running game now. Okay, let's go. So Travis Kelce
at the block for Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, that's a fact. Kelce returns to the Chiefs on a 1-year deal. All right, the Lions, they gain one, they lose one. They lose receiver Khalif Raymond, special teams specialist, to the Chicago Bears. He goes right across the street. So, those Lions dudes over there, they take stuff personally, man. So they might try to knock Khalif Raymond's head off over there.
Yeah, man.
So, reported by Mike Garafolo, Khalif Raymond headed over to the Chicago Bears. That's a little rivalry right there. What do you think about the Bears going into this next season? A lot of people say, hey, Caleb Williams is the truth, and Caleb Williams is that. They comeback kids. What do you think about the Bears going into this next season, man? They've lost Tremaine Edmonds. They lost DJ Moore. They did sign a good center, and they did bring their tackle back. Lost a couple of edge rushers. What do you think about this Bears team going into the next season, man?
I think they're going to get cooked, especially if Minnesota get a quarterback, because I think Minnesota's better. I think J.J. McCarthy held them dudes back. We covered Minnesota last year. And watching that offense was sad, given the fact that they had Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. If they can get a decent quarterback, whoever it is, Kyler Murray or broke down Aaron Rodgers, or whoever, it could be an upgrade from JJ McCarthy. I think they're gonna be better than the Bears. I think the Bears are one of those 1-year pop teams, like the Commanders were, even like the Giants in 2022. Those 1-year pop teams, and then they just fade away. You know, they had one good year, took advantage of a bad schedule, some bad teams, some teams hurting, and yeah, you got into the playoffs, you know, made a little noise. Whoop-de-woo. They about to hit the ground hard, in my opinion. Is Luther Burden ready to step up in DJ Moore's shoes? You see what I'm saying? Like, you got a lot of questions to answer. This Caleb Williams thing, you know what I'm saying? Can he be consistent? You know? And then your division, Detroit, they still there. Minnesota there. And guess what? Green Bay ain't went nowhere either. So, man, it's tough for me to pick them over those 3 teams right now, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I was saying it all last year. Oh, you're just a Caleb Williams hater and all this, man. Look, bro, where there was one of them games last year, man, you knew it wasn't going to last. You knew it wasn't going to last, man. That defense was doing everything for them, man. And they lost Jaquan Brisker, Nashawn Wright. You know, they lost a couple of edge rushers. They lost Tremaine Edmonds. Is TJ Edwards going to be healthy? You know, that might be a different looking team next year, man. But I think the Lions can get the roar back this season. Let's see, man. Especially they get another edge rusher to pair over with Aiden Hutchinson, which I told you he was the better edge rusher when it came to getting after that quarterback. But that's another day, another story for another day. All right. Tight end Knox stays with the Bills on a new 3-year deal. So the Bills bring back their other tight end to keep over there with Kincaid. So Knox and Kincaid over there with Josh Allen. And they brought over DJ Moore in the trade. The Bills are looking pretty good, man. The Bills are looking pretty good. This one's a cool one. The Packers are releasing cornerback Nate Hobbs to see where he can find a new destination at. Hobbs played pretty well for them in some stints with the Packers, man, but we'll see. All right. Another signing by the Giants today. Greg Newsome. Corner for the New York Giants.
Craig.
Yeah.
Craig.
I don't know where I got Craig from. All right. The Packers lose Hobbs, but they added St. Juice to bolster cornerback depth. Now, St. Juice, man, he be getting the business out there. I hope they're not bringing him in to be their starter because, man, St. Juice be getting cooked. Yeah. Every time I see that dude play, he be getting cooked, man. So, I don't know. All right, so they're going to give you a list of the best remaining free agents. You got Trey Hendrickson still out there. The reason why he's still out there is because he's looking for $30 million plus per year, which I do believe he is worth. I believe he's worth that, but
bro,
he's not going to get it.
Bro, who's giving that to him, bro? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
Bro, that's like, he's good, but I don't want to pay that for him. Be honest with you. He's just not an edge rusher that, to me, is like, I don't really think he on that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, the money is the problem. Like, and you 31, so they looking at your age, which I'm not an ageist. You know what I'm saying? So, but what kind of deal you want? You know, again, I am going to look at that. What you talking about, a 3-4 year deal? Nah, I probably want to give you like a 1 year, 2 year prove it deal. So, you know, because again, you know, I gotta see it. You over there in Cincinnati, I mean, you was the man over there, but shit, trying to bring you in the NFC East, if you talking about Dallas or if you talking about the Bears over there in the NFC North, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's a different ball game. So.
I tell you what, though, if he goes to the Cowboys on a prove it deal, and they got Rashawn Gary, Wyatt, Williams, Hendrickson, Overshown. They just signed the safety from the Cardinals.
And
Lord
that's
have
how I
mercy.
see Trey Hendrickson. Like, I don't really want him being my every down number one guy from an edge rusher standpoint. I want him like a 2B or in some type of rotation, bro. But he wants to be 1A. And he wants to get paid like 1A. And he's been 1A in Cincinnati, but those days are over, brother.
But you got to look at the edge rusher market, though. Micah Parsons, he's not on Micah Parsons' level. Don't get it twisted. He's making $45 million a year. Then you got TJ Watt making around 42, 43. Then you got Myles Garrett making around 40.
Yeah, not close.
If he's asking for 30 million, that's the second tier, bro. He's all pro. He's made the Pro Bowl. He had 14 and a half sacks. It's not like he's a scrub.
Nah, he's not.
30 million for Trey Hendrickson? And you need a top edge rusher? Why not?
But who's chasing that right now? You see what I'm saying?
The Cowboys, even though they got Rashawn Gary for a 4th round pick from the Packers after the Packers.
The Cowboys would have signed him, bro, if that was the case. If 30 million was, it's something about that dude that's got teams like pausing a little bit. He'll get signed, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that, but it's something pausing on.
The Jets definitely need it.
It's something they pausing on. Or maybe it's him. See, we always got to look at it from the player standpoint.
Yeah, that's why I reported it.
Maybe he's just like, nah. Maybe he's being picky and kind of like, you know, maybe he got teams reaching out to him like the Jets or one of these not so good teams, and he's like, nah. Or maybe he just keeps driving up his price. I don't know, but something going on here, because you know you would have thunk that he would at least have something in place, or you would at least heard some rumors or something. Like, it's like there's nothing going on with him.
Yeah, so you got a lot of offensive tackles on the board, man. And Rasheed Walker, very good from the Packers. Braden Smith from the Colts. And Taylor Decker from the Lions. He actually asked for his release. There's a lot of tackles out there, but you're going to have to pay some money for them. Let's just say your team, which is the Giants, let's just say, you go to the board, you talk to Jermaine Luminor. He already took $13 million. If we could get it like a Taylor Decker, who's still only 31 years old, or a Braden Smith or a Rasheed Walker, and put them at right tackle and moving Luminor to guard. But it's going to cost you. Would you consider doing that?
No. I mean, I would consider it, but that's not something I want to do. Because first of all, you paid Jermaine Luminor to be your tackle, and to be honest with you, getting him at that price
is a blessing.
Is benefiting you. So you paying a tackle guard money. So if you can get a guard, pay the guard money, and the tackle guard money, you winning. You know what I'm saying? So why go in and get this high price ass tackle? You know what I'm saying? When he's sufficient enough to, get you by. Now, what you want to do is hold your bread and bring in some guys and start developing some guys that when these guys start to get overpriced, you don't have to worry about these contract negotiations because you got Marcus Bowe or Francis Mawiaga or somebody like that waiting in the wings. That's what you need to start doing. So, nah, I'm not really with that. Okay. I think they need to get a guard to play guard and let Luminor play tackle. You already signed him to play tackle. There's no need to ask the man to move in the guard and confuse. And that's the shit Brian Dable and the other pass regime was doing. I ain't like that shit at all.
I totally agree with you on that. But there is some very good tackles out there. If you're
it's enticing. I get what you're saying. I get your standpoint. if you can get, one of these top guys, but man, I think Illuminor is I think he's up there as a top guy. So I mean, for real, I think he's earned it.
All right, so we'll talk about a couple more of these guys here, man. One of your favorite guys we always talk about, Applehead. Romeo Doubs, receiver from the Green Bay Packers, is available, man. What you think about Applehead, man? What could he bring to the team, man? Because obviously the Packers are receiver heavy, and he's the odd man out after Watson, who's a monster, took off last season, so he becomes, expendable. What do you think about Applehead, man?
I pick on him, but Romeo Doubs is a good receiver. And he brings that speed element. You know what I'm saying? He has some lapses at times, so you do have to deal with that. It's not on a Slayton level, but it's it's there. But he's a type of receiver that can blend in as maybe your number 3, maybe 2A, 2B, maybe 3, somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying? You don't want him playing number 1 role. You want a core around him. You know what I mean? So I would, you could see him somewhere, when Kansas City had they shit together, somewhere like that. Or maybe you could see him, maybe he goes over there with the Patriots and they start building a core over there with cats like Romeo Doubs. He seems like a Patriots type receiver. I think he's pretty reliable in that sense. You know what I mean? But I just don't like his helmet. That's all.
Yeah, that helmet is crazy. But Romeo Doubs is still out there, man. I think the best receiver still out there besides Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is still out there. That's a guy that if he gets healthy, you might get on a cheap veteran deal, but man, he can add so much to your team. So he's out there.
And look out for that, though. Look out for that with a coach like John Harbaugh, because you may see some of these guys that's not going to be signed right away because they're veterans. They want the summer to rehab, go on vacations, do whatever they do. And then towards the training camp, towards the beginning of the season, going into training camp, you'll start to see some of these guys sign, and you make him pick up older veteran, but it like a top player like a Tyreek Hill or somebody like that. You may be able to do that on a good deal because you done sorted everything out, and it's like, okay, cool. Maybe you feel that one of your receivers ain't ready, or whatever you got going on, you can pick up one of those guys like that. John Harbaugh being here, I think, makes that easier for the New York Giants because you got somebody in there that they can believe in and that they can trust to do the right thing for them. Players want to trust their coaches in the organization. Don't get it twisted. I don't want to work for a place I don't trust.
Exactly. That's an absolute fact, man. So there's still some guys out there, especially at the receiver position. You still got Jawan Jennings out there. So take a look, man. Take a look at some of these guys that we've been talking about. Say the top 50 left, man. You got Trey Hendrickson, the top overall remaining free agent left. Kyler Murray still looking for a job. I think he's going to Minnesota. Rasheed Walker, we talked about him. We talked about Applehead. Daniel Jones on a transition tag. They said that man was looking for $50 million per year. That's why he is not in a contract with the Colts right now as far as a loan contract. I think they offered him 3 years, $100 million, but Daniel Jones said, no, y'all didn't win a game after I got hurt, in which they didn't. They did not win one game after Daniel Jones got hurt.
Daniel Jones is making a career like Kirk Cousins did.
Yep.
And he's going to be one of those dudes that keeps getting paid based on situations. Daniel Jones knows how to find himself in the right situation. Daniel Jones has an excellent agent too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
yeah. Hey, shout out to the Miz. He says he was happy. He's happy about yesterday, but unhappy. Want to Vera Tucker and tell her. Well, Vera Tucker, they said something about in the contract he didn't want incentives or something like that because they was doing that based on him getting hurt. So good things about Joe Shane. He does do good contracts. And then you got Miss Don there, and I know Miss Don wasn't playing that. We're not going to give you all this guaranteed money, and you're not even guaranteed to be on the field.
They're aligned, bro. Everybody think it's John Harbaugh and Don Apon just bullying Joe Shane, and they're aligned in their philosophy. Why you think they signed here?
Yep. And then they are on whatever drug they on. I don't want it. They paid Bellinger and Wan'Dale Robinson over $100 million in their contracts. That is crazy.
They on that Brian Dable pack. I told y'all that dude was a psycho. He's showing you. He's a fucking psycho.
Yep. And then Brian Bain Jr. Oh, at 5? Woo. I don't know about that, Mr. Water. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. But man, that'd be kind of high for Brian Bain. But
yeah, I ain't with the Brian Bain smoke.
All right, some more guys that are still available. Clavon Chason, man, from first rounder. He's been up and down in his career. You can find a job, but it's not somebody I don't give him big money to. Now, this is a guy that a lot of people are talking about with the Giants, and that is Mr. Tyreek Woolen. Do you still go get Woolen after you got Newsom?
Yeah. Can't never have enough corners, right? Look, I don't like Paulson or Debo. You know that. So, yeah, I will want Tariq Woolen. I want to put Paulson or Debo on the bench. I don't care how much money he's making. You know, and if you think Newsom can start and you can start him and Woolen, or maybe Newsom can't start and he's your backup. Either way it go, now you got depth at corner and you still got Drew Phillips, you know, depending on how they feel about him. You know, we talked about that earlier, but I think he's good money. And so, yeah, I'm still in on Rick Woolen. Now, the Giants probably ain't because of the contract. Now, you know, they're not penny pinching, but they're trying to be smart because, again, they're trying to think about who they got to pay down the line as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you can't just give all your money to these outside players. And when your players come up, you in a situation that you was in, you know, before, and you can't pay your guys. So they don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be in a situation where you can't pay Malik Neighbors or Jackson Dart or Cam Scatterbo or, you know, Abdul Carter or somebody like that. You don't want to be in that position. So you got to be careful with these contracts.
That's a fact.
Rick Woolen might outprice himself if he's looking for like $15 million a year.
Yeah, it's reports that he's looking for anywhere between $16 to $18 million per year in a contract. And that might be a little too steep for the Giants. I'm not taking a 5'8" corner and putting them on the outside, man. I'm sorry. Bober the Fur. I like him, but no, I can't draft him that high because they're saying he may go high second round. I can't draft that guy, and he's only 5'8". Yeah, Pons from Indiana. Good player, but I just can't draft him that high, bro. All right, some other players. Caden Ellis, a linebacker, one of the league's top pass rushing linebackers. Anomaly, man. I think he could be good in a certain system, which that Falcon system had him, you know, in the right position. We'll see what he gets. Juwan Jennings, mentioned him. So let's talk about this guy that was a bust for the Bills. Joey Bosa, man. This is another dude that we can't get. Not can't get, but can't stay healthy, bro. What about this guy, man? You think he still got something left in the tank, man, Joey Bosa? His brother, by the way, getting hurt too.
I think I think those dudes got paid. I always felt like they were kind of overrated, personally. Good players, excellent. You know what I mean? I think Nick is better than Joey, obviously, but Joey Bosa's washed, bro.
Oh, we got some breaking news. The New York Giants are bringing back Michael McFadden on a 1-year deal.
Wow. Okay.
So, not a huge signing, but let's just say we have a starting tandem of Michael McFadden and Tremaine Edmonds. Can you live with that?
Can the run defense live with that? I don't think so. I think you still need another backer. I'm not a McFadden fan. I'm sorry. Any linebacker that can't finish on a tackle, now, if he gets in this system and they can actually get him to finish his tackles, I think he's a good enough linebacker to be serviceable for you. But again, he is coming off an injury. Didn't play last year. New system. You need another linebacker.
So, NYG's not thrilled.
Not at all.
Yo, Michael McFadden, man, if we could have a guy like that as depth, hell yeah. Because I'm with you on that. I'm tired of having guys like this as starters. We got Tremaine Edmonds, but
at least get somebody of his caliber, so that at least you don't have to rely on him solely. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
the thing is, he's playing off ball now. He's not. Well, he was doing that with Bobby Okereke, but Tremaine Edmonds is way better than Bobby Okereke, in my opinion. When you need him to do what he needs to do.
Yeah, but you still need that other guy. That's reliable, bro. He's just not a reliable tackler, bro. I can't live with that with my linebacker. You know, it's bad enough to live with it with your cornerback. You know, your corner, you want him to, you know, intercept passes and bat passes down and shit like that. But you know, if he can't tackle, it's not the end of the world. But your linebacker, bro, you gotta bring. Come on, man.
But he shoots the gap very well.
Yeah,
I'll give him that. He shoots the gap very well.
I need him to tackle.
Well, Mr. Diela has a question for you, NYG. He says, NYG, let me ask you this. Do you think the D-line made our linebackers look worse than what they really are, specifically in the running game?
I think it was a combination of Dex not really being up to his level and not really having that solid, you know, person next to him. So you could say that in a sense, but I'm gonna put it more on the linebackers, because Bobby Okereke played like ass last year, and McFadden was hurt, and you had that Muasau guy in there, and he was just like, not it. You know what I mean? So I think it's more on the linebackers. I think the D-line definitely could have played better last year. I don't think they played up to their standards, specifically Dex, but I do think that the linebackers were more of an issue in the run game.
Yeah, I think the exact opposite, Dealer. I think the linebackers made the D line look worse. Those linebackers and safeties were terrible. And don't get it twisted, the D line had their issues as well.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I'm telling you, man, those linebackers, Dealer, when I was looking at film, man, Lord have mercy. Those linebackers were like, they were like stuck to glue to the guards, bro. It was ridiculous, bro. And I'm like, man, these gaping holes is because the linebacker is not filling that hole right there. And maybe Miz was right. Losing McFadden week 1 hurt us tremendously. Because at least he was hitting the gap. Now, he might have not made a tackle, but at least he could slow the dude down and stop a 30-yard gain. It's only like an 8-yard gain. Like, my goodness. And Tyler Nubin, he need his ass whooped too. Because he was taking some of the worst angles I've seen a safety take in a long time, bro.
They both, that's why I wouldn't be mad at Caleb Downs, for real. But I wouldn't be mad at it. It's not what I want, but I wouldn't be mad at it because I do not have faith in either one of them safeties. They both play like ass.
Yeah, so, and Dex was hurt. So we'll see exactly what's going on. But that's a little bit of breaking news for the New York Giants. Micah McFadden back on a 1-year deal, man. Good depth. All right, so we got some other guys out here. This is a guy the Giants may want to consider. We see Tyreek Hill up there, very good receiver. Hopefully he gets back healthy. Bradley Chubb has been injured and underachieving since he was drafted. Nick Chubb's little brother. Elton Jenkins from the Packers, the Pro Bowl center, was released yesterday.
Yeah, I seen that.
And this is a guy that you could probably get around the $15 to $18 million range. We're still in Giants mode a little bit right now. What do you think about this guy, man? Do you think you could bring this guy in here, and then you may have to release JMS and get $3.5 million back and bring this guy in? Because he's a mauler. Like, this dude's good.
Yeah. They talked about improving the offensive line. So again, bringing Jermaine Illuminor back was important, but you pretty much back to square one. You know what I mean? Basically, you just didn't take a L. So now you talking about improving the offensive line. You got to improve that center and those 2 guard spots. You have to, bro. Now if you want to keep running around for another year, I can live with. You know what I'm saying? Because at least he can pass block. But that right guard and that center, man, like, you really need to do something with that. And right now they haven't. So if you can get the center and say you trust Marcus Bowe to be a right guard, okay. If you can't get the center, at least get Wyatt Taylor. And then use Bowe as your backup, your swing tackling guard, which I like better. So, getting this guy, if you can pull off getting another guard too, great. But given that he's going to cost you what, you said 15, 18, that's going to be it for you. So, again, I'm going to kick it back to you. What's more important, that center or that right guard spot?
I'm looking at that right guard spot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right guard spot, and you're right on Wyatt Taylor. For real. Wait a minute. You see, this is you my guy, man. But come on, bro.
Oh man, he ain't making $100 million, bro. Like, he's not. Well, he's making $100 million, obviously, but he's not. He don't have that type of.
He has none. Yeah, he has none.
That was the
energy in him.
Free agent contract bust of all time. That Albert Haynesworth contract. That was one of the all-time bust, worst free agent contracts ever. You know what I mean? I don't see Dex up there anywhere near that.
What one season where
Crazy.
he's not playing out of his mind? He's Albert Hainsworth.
They hard on
What?
Dexter Lawrence, boy. I don't know what happened. He
What
fell
is
out of
wrong-
favor.
What is wrong?
with
What
the
is
fan
wrong?
base.
What's wrong with this fan base, bro?
Fell out of favor with the fan base. It's
1
called Dex's
year.
fault. Yeah, it's his fault. You want to trash?
Talking about people don't respect him no more. Hey,
Uh,
what? Like, I don't get it, bro.
fell out of
That's
fan.
why dudes love when they get out of here. I mean, that is true. But Albert Hainsworth, bro, come on, man.
Nah.
Come on, bro. This
You
nigga-
got the next DT, but you got to let the DT become the DT
right.
or you let Dexter Lawrence move on. I understand where you coming from, but he bro, like that's all you got right now on the D line, bro. Those other guys are edge rushers. They're basically linebackers. Dexter's your
Now we got to
D-line.
pick a defensive tackle on the first. Okay. All right. We'll see. Man, that's tough. But you got a couple of old ass quarterbacks out here with Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins, and Aaron Rodgers. I'm not touching them with a 50-foot pole, but hey, they'll get somebody. You got DJ Reader. That's a guy that you can consider bringing in to back up Dexter Lawrence. DJ Reader, he's actually pretty good when it comes
you
to
need a run stuffer. That's what you need, man.
yeah.
You know, you need a run stuffer.
So that's a good run stuffer. You got one of my favorite guys out there, Deebo Samuel. I think people are underrating him. I think he was
what
good
if you
for
can
the
get
Commanders.
him?
Yeah.
What you think you can get him for?
Probably around 10 million.
Take him from the Commanders.
Yeah,
bring him
1
in
year,
here
10 million.
with neighbors, and then you draft.
Man, you know how tough of a team you have?
Yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like that move because Debo can play that slot role.
Yep. So you got Stephon Diggs. So you say you wanted last year. He's available again. Hopefully, whatever he's going through with his
I don't know about this, bro.
yeah, whatever he's got going, choking out chefs and stuff. But
He got a
we'll
lot
see.
of drama going on with his personal life, and the Giants might not want that around. They you know how they like the little clean image type shit.
Yep. So you got a couple of edge rushers out here, AJ Espinosa and Hassan Reddick and Arnold Ebiketie. Hassan Reddick, man, he's been crazy since he had that 1 year with the Jet. I don't know what's been going on with him. Ebiketie, he's a good depth piece. AJ Espinosa, a very good depth piece, can start for you if you need him to start. I like those guys. Couple of quarterbacks in Cater Kohu and Nashawn Wright. No way, no how I'm bringing them in to start for my team at the outside. Nashawn Wright had a good year with the Bears, but I think it's that system. When he actually is lined up one-on-one, he's not that great, and he can't press. He's too small, even though he's 6'4". He's too slender, man. They're going to get in the slender man over here in the NFC East. Couple of guys that the Giants fans like, Leo Chanel would definitely like him to come in here. Maybe you can bring him in as the other starter other Tremaine Edmonds. He's a very good linebacker for the Chiefs. David Njoku, your guy.
Yeah, they not getting Njoku. That would have been nice, but you know they got Likely, so I ain't mad
I'm not mad at. I ain't mad at that. We needed a weapon, so I ain't mad at that. Wyatt Taylor, there's the guy that a lot of Giants fans want. We already got Greg Newsome. He's there. Calais Campbell still playing. That man is 40 years old. Good God.
Still effective too.
Man, still effective. Crazy. Javon Hargrave has been a bust for the Vikings when they signed him to that big deal. He hasn't been doing well over there. Jadeveon Clowney still hanging around out there, man. Let's see what he does. You know, he actually started coming along last year for the Cowboys towards the end of the season. We already talked about Taylor Decker. Joe Bitonio, I think he's 34 years old. Very good guard. What do you think about him, man?
That's somebody you might can get. That's somebody not a lot of people not talking about. You know, if they lose out on Wyatt Taylor, he may be somebody, you know, that you can get and you could still slide in that spot. I would be a fan of, again, if you can think you can bring back Van Rotten and you get a guy like Batonio, then I think you can do okay there. You still got Marcus Bowe, and then if you draft somebody, you know, say you draft another tackle or guard or something, now you can start to develop players to take over, you know, Batonio's spot when he moves on, and the other guy Runyon.
Okay. Well, we got a little bit of breaking news with the NFL free agency. All right, so the Houston Texans have agreed to a 2-year, $13 million contract extension with Kami Fairbairn. Kicker becomes the highest paid kicker in the NFL. Man, these special teamers, these kickers are getting some bread out here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they getting paid.
There you go, young blood. Getting paid.
Right.
Man, they are getting some bread out here.
$13 million
for a kicker. But he is very good, man. Not gonna poo-poo him, man. That dude's very.
You know why they emphasizing this, man? Because you seen how wild the special teams was last year. You know what I'm saying? With all the rule changes and everything, man. You seen kickers going crazy, missing kicks. You seen, you know, block punts. You seen a lot of special teams errors. So I think teams is, you know, taking that to heed, and these kickers is like, well, you want a good kicking game, you better pony up.
Yeah, so Texans bring in their kicker. They signed their guy. Special teams intact. So we'll talk about a couple of people here. And I want to throw this out there, man. And Miz, I wouldn't laugh at you about them bringing in Calais Campbell. I wouldn't be mad at that. Man. You need some veteran leadership, and maybe you could teach some of those guys on his way out as far as a career how to play some defensive tackle, man. And him next to Dex will be pretty doggone vicious. I will say that. So he's a good guy. Just like Cam Jordan, who's like 38. Cam Jordan can still play, you know, but they're going to go to a team where they can win. So I don't think neither one of those guys would actually be a Giant. But let's talk about Trayvon Diggs, man. The former All-Pro cornerback from the Cowboys that just fell out of favor out of nowhere, man. What do you think about him, man?
Trayvon Diggs, yeah, not a fan. Think he's another overrated player. Look, Cowboys ain't bringing you back. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about the Dallas Cowboys, you know, hey, you know, they're going to take care of they so-called own, you know, unless you just fall out of favor with the owner, you know, like Micah Parsons. But yeah, man, I don't know about Diggs, man. I think he's kind of overrated. So I wouldn't want to bring him in. You know what I'm saying? And he's got a name, he's got an ego, he's gonna want to get paid, he's gonna want to have a major role. You know, I bring him in as like a depth piece, shit on some real shit, bro. But he ain't going for that. So you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's a good fit for either of the New York teams, Jets or Giants. But
yeah. I'm not with Trayvon Diggs, man. If you're gonna get somebody like that, go get Rick Woolen, man. Go get Rick Woolen if you want to get another corner. But yeah, I'm definitely not on the Diggs trade. Looks like Darren Waller is back out there as a free agent. You know, he did a little bit for
right.
For the Dolphins last year. He was actually getting busy.
Yeah. On the Dolphins, you know what I mean? On the Dolphins.
You know what, King Chris? Yeah. I think that dude will be a vicious safety as far as a deep safety, because that dude's tall and fast.
Yeah.
Now, he's not going to be a tackler.
He's got instincts, you know what I'm saying? But the corner ain't working for him, bro. Because, man, he be getting cooked out there.
Cooked, bro.
And it's kind of like, all right, like now at this point, you know, and you don't see a lot of these corners do that no more. They used to do it all the time back in the day, but you know, when you do lose a little bit, you know, because he's had injuries too. When you do lose a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That is your best move to switch to safety. Who did it? Who was it? It was somebody. I can't remember who was it. It was one of them dudes that's a good safety, but he was a corner. He switched to safety.
Oh, there's been a lot of dudes that have done that. Minka Fitzpatrick did it.
I'm thinking of like somebody like from back in the day, though. I'm trying to think.
Rod Woodson did it?
Rod Woodson. That's who it was. Rod Woodson. That's what the fuck I was thinking about. Yep.
All right. Yeah, he did it. He did it for the Raiders and the Ravens, man.
Yep, because he was a corner. Yep, and he went to safety.
All right. So we're going to talk about a little bit of a subject here, man. This is going to be a Big Pat Sports Talk React segment here. We're going to talk about a team that's done a whole lot this free agency, man. And do these moves make them any better? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk Reacts. All right, the Raiders. This free agency period, Las Vegas got the number one pick. You know it's going to be Fernando Mendoza. But as of today, the Las Vegas Raiders have been the most aggressive team in free agency, committing over $280 million in new contracts during the opening 24 hours of the legal tampering period. Man, those dudes went crazy. So here are some of the guys that they signed, man. Tyler Linderbaum, a guy that, you know, I wanted on his team, not gonna lie. But 3 years, $81 million? Nah. Heck no. Almost $27 million a year. Then they go get Kwity Paye from the Colts, who I believe has underachieved so far with the Colts. They signed him to 3 years, $48 million. Then they go get Quay Walker from the Packers, 3 years, $40 million. Nakobe Dean from the Eagles. Thank you, Raiders. Get him out of here. 3 years, $36 million. Jalen Naylor from the Vikings, 3 years, $35 million. And then they re-signed a couple of their guys, and Eric Stokes and Malcolm Kuntz. Eric Stokes gets 3 years, $30 million. Very good corner when he's not hurt. And then they traded for Teron Johnson from the Bills, another corner, and stole the Colts kicker, Matt Gay. What do you think the Las Vegas Raiders have done, and do you like the moves, or did they do what Miz said? Overpay.
Yeah, man. I might have to agree with old Miz on this one. This is massive overpays, man, on a lot of them dudes. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of glad they overpaid. You know, I mean, it keeps your team from overpaying for them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, yeah, man. That's what bad teams do, though. They overpay for players. That's why seeing the Giants not do that should be a good sign for fans that they're not desperate, they're not overpaying, and they believe that they do have a good team and that they can compete. Because the Raiders are just like, oh, we need some guys, man. Come play for us. How much you want?
Right.
Yeah, I take 30 million a year. All right.
There you go, young blood. Getting paid.
Right.
Brothers over there are getting paid.
And that's how they are, man. But yeah, the Raiders, and you know what happens with these type of teams? They end up popping for 1 year, you know. So they might even win like 7-8 games, or might even challenge for a playoff spot next year. And then the year after that, they're gonna be so bad, and it's gonna be so toxic, and they're gonna be trying to get rid of all these contracts. That's what happens. That's what's gonna happen, you know. Or they could just be trash from the start, which is more likely. Because you're not better than the Chargers, Chiefs, or Broncos, even with these additions. So I don't know. And you lost your best player. You still lost your best player. Ain't none of these dudes replacing Max Crosby. So again, Tyler Linderbaum definitely overpaid. Pay overpaid. Quay Walker overpaid. Nakobe Dean, I think that's fair. He's pretty good. But Naylor overpaid. Like Stokes overpaid. Yeah, man. Nah, I don't like their free agent moves. So
he said, NYG, stop talking facts. You killing Giant smokescreen game. But hey, we got a little bit of breaking news. So let's get into it, man. All right. Breaking news. The Panthers have released defensive tackle Ashawn Robinson to create $10.5 million in cap space. Y'all remember that name, man. Ashawn Robinson. I would love to bring this guy back. You could get him on a prove-it deal, maybe 1 or 2 year deal, right around $8 million. That's a dude that will pair with Dexter Lawrence. You can have some problems out there. Very good against the run and can give you a little bit of pass rush, man. The Panthers had to release him to create some cap space.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about Ashawn, man? I actually would love to sign him.
Yeah. I think this is one of those moves that smells like New York Giants, because it's a guy that's a veteran, knows what to do. He can play and he's played in multiple systems. So and he's played with the New York Giants with Dexter Lawrence. So that is something that you can definitely, start to build on, and you still got your young guys in the fold. So again, you just need somebody solid in that spot. You don't need a superstar. I know the Giants fans and a lot of fans, they want A+ players at every position, but I do think that a guy like Ashawn Robinson, you guys talked about Calais Campbell's and Cam Jordans and players like that. I do think these are the type of guys you need, solid veterans on this defense to go along with some of the young dogs that you got. Dogs, and they can learn from that. While the vets just go on there, lunch pail, do what they do, go to work, and get you off the field. But Ashawn Robinson is one of those dudes that's definitely going to do that. The Panthers got a real good deal on him. Only giving him $10 million, but they had to release him, like you said. So what are you going to pay him? You ain't going to pay him $10 million. So the Panthers wasn't paying you that. So, if you can bring him in for $8,
I'd be able to get him for the 5 to 6.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that'd be a pretty good pickup for the Giants. But Diala, he says, talking about the Raiders, he says, man, they just picked up 2 firsts. They have Bowers, Genty, and they're about to get Mendoza. I'll keep an eye out for the Raiders. So what are you saying? Are you saying this?
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Man, them boys out there in the AFC West, they got the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Chiefs to worry about.
Like I said, they'll pop for a season. They'll look okay in that first season with Mendoza, because a lot of teams do, and you infuse a lot of veteran talent, and you have a rookie quarterback that nobody really knows. They're trying to figure him out. And if you build a strong running game, then you can kind of hide your rookie quarterback a little bit, and you might be able to steal a couple games. But even if they do pop, I don't see them winning no more than like 7-8 games. I don't think they're gonna be no 10-12 win team. Shit.
Hell no. So, hey, listen, man. This is the NFL on ABSN free agency frenzy, man. We've been going 2 hours. We're going to come back after a little bit of commercial break, man. Give us a chance to get some water or get you some snacks and everything out there. And we're going to go through the home stretch of the NFL free agency period, free agency frenzy. Ain't too much happening like it was in day one. Shout out to NYG for holding us down on day one, man. It was absolutely amazing. I was watching it at work. But we're going to go into some commercials, man, and we're going to be right back after these messages. So kick back, go get you some snacks, man, and come right back here, and we're going to talk a little bit, breaking news. Braden Smith reaches agreement with the Texans. Hey, they want to protect C.J. Stroud for once.
About time.
We can talk about that after we come back from the break, man. This is the NFL on ABSN, man. Y'all better get in and like and subscribe, man. It's dope production, man. Let's get it.
YCK, the Raisin Man.
You've got ideas, but it's time to make them unforgettable? K&P Productions brings your vision to life with pro-level video editing, eye-catching thumbnails, custom logos, and branded backgrounds, all done virtually. Hosted a live stream, we handle the production in StreamYard, from smooth overlays to polished graphics. And if you're ready to level up, our 8-week content creator class gives you the skills, strategies, and confidence to grow fast. K&P Productions, virtual, professional, unforgettable. Book your virtual services today at K&P Productions.
Ricey K, the Raisin Man.
Welcome to college football on ABSN.
I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
It's for the city of sports, playing with a giant nigga. With my man S. Dot Guard.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That MetLife, Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That turnpike, you can see that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This that NY Logan, no it don't get broken. Legalized, mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in the show called The Man Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85 inch screen. The game's on, you rush and bleed. Stay calm, you on the road and chill. Do the watch along. The show's on, the host, you know it's S-God. It's no telling the panel filled with guest stars. You're now rocking with the voice, you know who it is. It's your boy J Boogie. You're now rocking with my man S-God. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Production. What that mean, we about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in, my man S.God. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly, hit that like button.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. Welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk Reacts.
Hawking you like a bird. It ain't cause I respect you, God. It's because I'm trying to find the perfect place for me to shit on. Niggas hear about me and discreetly set up a date to meet me to see if they can defeat me. So I ain't ready to let no motherfucker eat me. That's why you find little pieces of MCs in my feces weekly. You can't beat me, you can't control or delete me. Nigga, you can't even shine on a song that features me. Slippery saliva keeps my delivery tighter, enabling me to outmaneuver Russian MiG fighters. Launching missiles at whack rap artists like they was targets for coming to broader market with that garbage. From downtown Newark to South Orange, niggas is paying homage. I batter you for anything you own worth pawning. Rap and snap at your ass crack like bear traps. Contaminate your air sacs like tear gas. And I swear, black, you try to batter me, you won't last. I turn your ass into the artist formerly known as gay ass fag. Blow you to ashes with my tactics. Strip you naked and make you hug a cactus, you bastards. From the how can I be down conference to the Gavin. Whack MCs get slapped in their faces for rapping. For absolutely no rhyme or reason I start beefing. Spitting words is faster than Puerto Rican speaking. The keys for me to make an example out of somebody you respect, and that'll discourage you from trying to test. Whoever ain't nice enough to rhyme with me should surrender their soul and combine with me or die violently. I'm trying to be a millionaire before the year's up, hungry like a dog with his ears up. This little nigga with heart from North Newark. The only thing faster than the speed of light is the speed of dog. With the jaws of a great white shark, I rip you apart. My state-of-the-art lyrical laces is razor sharp. Splattered the brain matter of my enemies with the same bullet trajectory to murder John Kennedy in the back of the cranial.
Welcome to the Aboriginal Sports Network.
90 minutes of heat, 90 minutes of lyrics and beats, 90 minutes on these brick city streets.
All right. We are back. We'll give you a little bit more time here with the free agency frenzy. A little bit of the breaking news, man. Braden Smith reached an agreement with the Houston Texans on a 2-year, $25 million deal, including $13.5 million fully guaranteed per his agent, Michael Paré of Priority Sports. What do you think the Texans
are doing over there with CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud struggled mightily
Yeah.
in the playoffs last year.
Man, they what they gotta do is protect them. So, I think they're trying to do that now, finally, like you said earlier. Because they got rid of Tunsil. They was just getting rid of all their guards and tackles, and it was just weird. And again, that defense held them down, but yeah, the offense struggled because they couldn't protect their quarterback, and a lot of people, having doubts about CJ Stroud, which I still think he's a good quarterback, but I just think they didn't do him no favors, and I don't know what that was about. Maybe it was about money or locker room issues or whatever, man. But they just basically unloaded all their offensive linemen last season, and now they trying to, get back what they lost.
Oh man. Breaking news, bro. Wow. Oh, more breaking news. Wow. All right. NYG, one of his favorite people.
Applehead,
man, goes to the New England Patriots. That's a big pickup for Drake May and them over there.
Didn't we say that? Or didn't we say that earlier? I was like, I think he seems like a Patriot, yo. Like, damn, I'm fucking good, bro.
Yeah. You said the place where Applehead was going. Now Applehead is over there. And the Raiders, they wrong for this shit here, bro.
Oh my!
They wrong for this shit. Where's the sound bite, man? Well, they wrong for this shit. Oh my goodness!
Out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that?
They send Geno Smith back to hell. They sent Geno Smith to the Jets. Adam Schefter reports the Raiders are sending QB Geno Smith with a 2026 7th round pick to the New York Jets in exchange for a 2026 6th round pick. Smith returns to the team, which he started his NFL career for in 2013. 13 years.
But here's my thing, bro. Because I cover the Jets too, right? So look, man, why are you trading for Geno Smith? Why are you trading for anything, bro? I'm not giving up a hamburger for this nigga. Like, for real, bro.
Man.
It ain't no disrespect to Geno, because you know what I'm saying? Geno had his comeback and he went to Seattle and went to the Raiders and did his thing or whatever. But man, I'm not trading you shit for Geno Smith. What?
Wow.
That is criminal.
Man, shout out to Pat, man. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well, man. Shout out to Pat, man. Good friend of the show. Man, won't you come up and talk to us a little bit, man? Especially during this Giant season, man. You might be excited. We running the ball this year, most definitely.
Yeah, this is crazy.
The Jets finally have a QB. All right. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
That man was throwing pick after pick after pick after pick last year. Man, he was throwing more picks than Kenny Throw Pickett's. He said that's why they traded. Okay, I got you. We'll see.
He said, "Man, my dynasty shares of Garrett Wilson." Shaking my head.
Oh my
It
God.
just never
yeah.
gets better. Yeah.
You're cooked, bro. Wait, man, this is bad news. Bad news right here, man, for Jets fans, man. And we're gonna cover this on Heart of the City. This is rough.
Bro, this city finna be lit.
This is rough, bro.
He said, hopefully they'll start another fight in the locker room to get his job.
You're right, coach.
Man,
this is crazy work, bro.
Let's get a little bit of positive energy, man. And look, another quarterback that you were talking about, NYG, Mr. Malik Willis, signed with the Dolphins to be their new starting quarterback, man. You talked about this guy years ago when he first came out in the draft, and I said he needed to go to a team to where he could sit and learn, and I think he would be successful. Never said the kid was bad. I just knew that the Giants would be a horrible situation for him, and he went to the Titans, and it was a horrible situation for him. So he goes to the Packers, and actually he played pretty doggone good. Hey, the Giants saw firsthand what he can do. And now he's the quarterback over there with the Dolphins and the system over there, wide open system. Talk about your guy for a little bit, man. Malik Willis, man, goes to the Dolphins, man, on a new deal. I think 3 years, $67 million, something like that. Very good deal for him, man. Proud of him. Went through the trenches, went over there, learned, and now he could be the starting quarterback of a franchise, and I think he's ready, man. But talk about him.
Look, man, I try to tell people about Malik Willis, man. Like, the dude had, like, I scouted him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I actually did the film breakdown and everything, man. Like, he had the skill set to be, you know, a first-round pick. And people was laughing at me, you know, when I was talking about taking him to the Giants. But never mind that. He goes to the Packers after getting out of Tennessee, which quarterbacks go to die. He gets out of Tennessee, and he finally gets with a coach and in a system where he can develop. Like a lot of these quarterbacks have been doing lately. You've seen the Sam Darnolds. You've seen the Baker Mayfields. You know what I'm saying? Have success. So when they get in a system, you know, that they can learn and grow in. So now going to the Dolphins. The good thing about him going to the Dolphins is continuity, because you got Jeff Hafley there, was the defensive coach of the Packers, but obviously he knows what Malik Willis can do. He had to go against him in practice with his defense. So he knows about the kid. He knows, you know, should know his strengths and weaknesses, so on and so forth. So that is a good situation there for Malik Willis. And you got Jalen Waddle. You got A-Chain. Malik Willis is a running quarterback, so that running game is finna be lit in Miami. It has been the past couple years with Tua's punk ass, but now it's about to be on fire. And that bodes well for you in the AFC East when you got teams that like to pass the ball. I expect New England's gonna start passing more, and you know what Buffalo can do. So I think Miami might be cooking a little bit over there, man. And now they got some holes to shore up for sure. You know what I mean? And you did lose some pieces, but I think this is a good get for them.
Okay, yeah, I definitely do believe that is a very good get for those guys, and hopefully he does well over there with the Miami Dolphins. It is the Dolphins, but it's better than the Jets. It's better than where Geno just went.
But what have the Dolphins done consistently? They've always had good offenses. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's gonna have a good look, bro. If Tua can do it, so can Malik, man.
That's a fact. And man, speaking of Tua, the Falcons, bro. Oh my God. The Falcons need they ass whoop.
I hate
They need their ass whooped, bro. They signed freaking Tua Tagovailoa.
They make some of the boneheaded decisions.
And now you got a quarterback that is on the verge of what they call CTE and a quarterback that has no knees. 3 torn ACLs with Michael Penix. Falcons fans are pissed off right now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Tua's gonna get ate up over there with the Falcons, bro.
Yeah, you see what Carolina doing with their defense, and you already know Tampa gonna be what they are, and New Orleans. I mean, hey,
they doing what they need to do too.
Yeah, you might be sleeping on them. So, yeah, I think the Falcons are cooked, man. They are cooked.
But I would take Bijan Robinson because he's gonna get a lot of targets and he's gonna be running the ball. That dude gonna have them there.
Oh yeah,
2,000 yards, purpose yards.
Man, hell yeah. Hands it off to Robinson.
Yep. Hand it off, sir. Hand it off,
sir.
All right, JC NYC, thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, bring in Ashawn Robinson, 1 year veteran minimum or a little more money. Hey, we said that, JC NYC. We on the same wavelength, brother. Pap says Mike Evans to Niners is big energy. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Mike Evans is going to shine over there with the 49ers, bro. Get your shine on. Hopefully you get another 1,000-yard receiving season, man. That dude's a Hall of Famer, man. One of my favorite receivers watching over his career, man. He had a career like how what's my boy from the Cardinals, Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
he was just consistent his whole career. Mm-hmm. He was dope, man. So, and he got a 3-year deal, so the 49ers have him in the plans for a little while. Hey, you know what? Let's do a little bit of Giants news right here, man, with these guys here. These guys are always talking crazy. So let's see what they got to say on WFAN about the Giants real quick. Dudes are always talking. Lord have mercy. All right, let's go.
I want to make something very clear to you because I don't think you fully understand it yet. And don't kill the messenger. At number 5, you're going to take a running back.
No, we're not. And I'm good with that.
You know what's going to happen?
You are.
No, we're not.
If you want to make a prediction right now?
Yeah.
I did Giants are trading back.
Oh,
I agree.
You got me all excited. I thought Tiki was going to double that and say,
no, they're trading back. I feel it now.
Oh, do you?
I feel because there's nobody that they need at number 5 right now. And so what they can do is trade back, get some other assets, get a viable whatever the position may be, cornerback, etc. later in the first round.
By the way, it makes sense. But what you just said also leads into why they're going to keep it and take Jeremiah Love. Because they're not going to reach for a corner at 5. They're not going to reach for a need at 5. What they're going to do is take the best available player.
Right.
And trading up and trading back is so cool, but you need a partner. You need someone who wants to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You need someone who's aching for it. I don't know if that's there. And I think if they sit there at 5 and say best available player, and remember, they have not added a running back to this running back room, and they're trying. They made an offer on Kenneth Walker. I believe.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I believe.
You're right. Did they?
I'm not doing this to troll you. I honestly think we're going to have it happen. You're taking Jeremiah Love at 5. I think it's a great move. I think he's a tremendous talent. I want to make some.
So,
he's an idiot.
The reports is that this guy believes the Giants are going to be taking Jeremiah Love at 5, and he's not a complete idiot. They did make an offer to Kenneth Walker. It's just the Chiefs' offer was so ridiculous.
Yeah, they ain't make no real offer, man. They just poking around, bro, like everybody else.
They poked around. I think $15 million was way out the ballpark that John Harbaugh and the Giants wanted.
They was trying to get a Derrick Henry type deal. How they got Derrick Henry in Baltimore?
Exactly. $10 million. It was like $10 million a year. Yeah. So, and I mean, if you get him on 3 years, $30 million, I ain't mad at that.
If you get that type of deal, then I mean, of course it makes sense, bro. But no, we don't 14, 15, 16 million, man. Why you doing that?
So, what do you think about what they're saying? There was a couple of different things. This guy believes Jeremiah Love at 5. Tiki believes that they're going to trade back. What do you think the Giants should do at pick 5? You know, we can go a little bit about this and then we'll end the show. What do you think they should do at 5, man? Honestly, in your honest opinion. We ain't talking about Jeremiah Love at 5. That's a whatever. If they do it, they do it. If not. But what do you think they really should do at 5?
Well, I think they should look at their defense and say, what is the best player we can add, to this defense? And the reason I say the defense is because you are closer to that side of the ball than you are on offense. I'm going to keep saying that. You're closer to having a dominant defense than you are a dominant offense. And with a dominant defense, what can you do? You can keep games close. And if you think your quarterback is like that, your quarterback should be the difference maker for you to win some games. So by keeping the game close, your defense can do that for you, but you still need some pieces. The best thing the Giants should do is, if Sonny Styles is there, turn the card in. He is going to be a player, I believe, that can be a decade-long player for the New York Giants. Linebackers, again, it's not a position of high value as far as them getting like super crazy bread. So if you have to re-sign him, you're not re-signing him to quarterback money or even edge rusher money. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense in the long run. That's why I say I think he can be a decade-long player if healthy, because he's got the skill set and the attitude to succeed in New York with the Giants. Now, you talking about Jeremiah Love. What about a receiver? That's another conversation you can have now. They haven't done anything at receiver as of now, other than bringing back Isaiah fucking Hodgins. So what are you going to do there? That's another thing you can talk about. Now you get into the Cornell Tate discussion. So I'm looking at those two things right there. First of all, Sonny Styles, because I think overall he's your best player that you can get. That's as far as fit is concerned. Like what you need, value and skill and culture. I think he checks every box. But somebody else might want that too. So you got to hold that in consideration. Your second target, I think, should be that guard. Because even if you do sign Wyatt Taylor, him and John, John Running, you kind of want to replace him anyway. And then, Taylor, I don't think he's not young. So, and neither is Jermaine Illuminor. So you're going to have to replace those guys at some point. You get another young guy in here, like a Mauiaga, Fano, or somebody like that. Third should be, wow, you showing that. But third, you got to think about wide receiver, bro.
Yeah,
you do. You got to think about wide receiver, because if you compare, if you can give Jackson Dart the option of a big target, just think about how they parody. Think about what they did for Caleb Williams in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And you think about what they're doing for Drake May now, and you want to get somebody there that can be that 1B. You can get somebody like Cooper in the second round. We got a few targets me and Pat been looking at, but either way it go, you still need that. So yeah, we got Hyatt, right? Yeah, exactly. Jalen Hyatt, can we ship him to Tennessee? He should have been the first one on the fucking bus down there to Nashville,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So, but That's how I'm looking at it, bro. I'm looking at Styles. I'm looking at the guard or tackle, whichever one. I'm thinking they're more of a guard, especially for instance, Mayaga. And then I'm looking at the wide receiver, Tate. Yeah. That's how I'm looking at it, man. Caleb Downs is interesting though. That's the wild card, That is the wild card. They saying the reports about his injuries is false. So we'll see how this thing plays out with him. But seems like he's kind of falling down draft boards a little bit for whatever reason. But Caleb Downs is interesting because I think that's another player that you can consider if you want to add a defensive weapon. Now, you adding a weapon to your defense. It's just like you would be adding an offensive weapon. Like you would be adding Carnell Tate to your offense. Sonny Styles, I think, can do that, and I think Caleb Downs can do that to a degree too. You adding a weapon that the offense has got to be like, all right, we got to worry about this guy. We can't just play the Giants simple like we've been playing them. You got to scheme. Now, you think about scheme deficient teams like Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to bust their ass with that type of with those type of weapons on defense, where you just can confuse the shit out of Jalen Hurts. So that's how I'm looking at it, man. Styles / Downs, the guard, and then Carnell Tate.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And just to say about the whole draft strategy period, man, me personally, if Styles is there at 5, I'm taking Styles. And in that second round, man, I might take the best guard. I'm just going to be honest with you. Somebody like the guard from Oregon is there in the second round, top of the second round. I might take him. And then, we've talked about a lot of these receivers, a lot of these bigger receivers that you might want to pair with Malik Neighbors, you can get in the 4th, 5th round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they have a chance to develop when they're going to run the ball the way that they're going to run the ball. They don't have to come in and be Mr. Everything. You know what I'm saying? You still have Slayton, even though everybody says he sucks and they don't like him. But it allows that. Go ahead.
You got to get. I'm gonna speak on Slayton real quick. Just for a minute, not to interrupt you, but you got to get something out of him this year. And to be honest, because he's getting paid, he does have a contract. If you're not going to move him, and for whatever reason he wants to be here in New York, which is confusing to me because I'd want to get the fuck out of here the way these fans hate you. But you got to get more out of him this year. You know what I'm saying? So maybe in a different system, maybe they got a plan to use him in a different type of way. But you got to get something out of him, and he has to be the bridge to allow, if you go the rookie receiver route, which it looks like they might have to, unless they can pull something off for Brian Thomas Jr., which I would absolutely be ecstatic if they were to do that. But unless you could do that, it looks like you stuck with Slayton and drafting a rookie. So you got to get something out of Slayton. He's got to at least step up and hold down number 2 receiver role for a little while until your receiver gets his feet wet, which receivers don't take long. They're not like quarterbacks. So, it might be a game or two, he might be out there. Or it might be training camp. But for whatever reason the case is, Slayton still has to be there and be at least a number 3 option for you. He has to be, because he's getting paid. I was a component for him to get paid. Now you got to show up, bro. Dead ass. So,
yeah. I think the receiver is a need, but it's not a more pressing need than linebacker still, even though we got Michael McFadden back. And defensive tackle, even though we got Alexander and Dix, and guard. We definitely need a guard. I'm looking for this Wyatt Teller information. They say the Giants are closing in on him, but I don't think they want to give a guard more than $8 million. And so if Vera Tucker took that $11 million from the Patriots, that made Wyatt Teller get a little bit of money. So I don't know, but the receivers.
Give him $9 million. John Runyon making what, 9? Give him 9 and call it a day.
Yeah, I believe John Runyon will be on this team.
Yeah, he's gonna be here. So you got both of them making 9, your tackle making 13, and Andrew Thomas making what he making, and Smith is on a rookie deal. So you still got wiggle room. You know what I mean? So
Evan Neal,
he need to go down to somebody. Yeah,
he's gonna be on somebody practice squad.
I would send every draft pick down there to fucking Brian Dable. Go tell them all to go down there.
You say
Neil.
This is the dumbest revenge tour ever. What are you getting revenge on? You can have all those guys. I told you.
They're not good. That's the point. They're not fucking good. So that's why it's goofy.
Like it's dumb. Like you can have every last one of them dudes. I don't
Nobody
care.
worried about. Why you think they ran out there and signed them first? Wasn't nobody else trying to sign them?
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know what Dable's doing over there, but he's gonna get Saleh fired. I'll tell you that now.
Rob Saleh and Cam Ward's careers.
Oh, and speaking of Cam Ward, oh man, I feel sorry for him, man.
Yeah.
If he forces him to play that system, bro. Oh man.
You know,
because it looked like he's building the same system over there.
Bro.
Man, bro.
I'm telling you, you know what he's going, man. Brian Dable is a psycho. I'm trying to tell you, that dude is a psycho.
Like, bro, he has no conscience. You really went over there and signed all them dudes, bro? Man, that shit is crazy.
Big money, too. Big money.
Big money.
Big money.
Almost $20 million a year. I told people that dude was gonna get $20 million. I wouldn't dare touch him for $20 million.
Dobbs got 4 years, $80 million. Romeo Dobbs from the
Patriots. Dobbs is a better receiver than Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm sorry. Applehead, you could do some things with Applehead. You're limited to what you can do with Wan'Dale Robinson. You have to have a lot of pieces around him to get what he got, or force feed him. And that's what we did. We force fed him. And I didn't want to do that again. Because that's the only reason why he got 1,000 yards. You got to force feed him. You got to give him like 130 targets.
Crazy. Hold on.
So, yeah, Applehead, you be wearing that big helmet on the field, man. Bro, we're not going off stats. So shout out to you, Angel Valentina. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. Everything's not just about stats, bro. It's about how you get those stats and how did he get them. He was force-fed the ball, bro. He's not a number one receiver in this league, bro. He's just not.
Yeah, stats ain't going cut it, man. That dude was his stats was what do you call it? Inflated.
Yeah.
Of the amount of targets he got, and he wasn't even really getting no yardage on those targets. So especially in that first season, not this past year, but the year before that, when Dable was here the whole year. When he had the 140 targets, so
and had like 600 yards.
Yeah, so again, his stats is being when you get a lot of targets, it's just like basketball. When you shoot a lot of shots, you're gonna score some points eventually. You know what I'm saying? You shoot enough, you take 40 shots, you're bound to get 20. You know what I'm saying? 20 points. You know what I'm saying? So you get 10, 15 targets a game, yeah, you can get 70, 80, 100 yards. So Wan'Dale Robinson is just not. It's not.
How is he better than Romeo Dobbs? Explain that to me.
Nah, Dobbs a better player to me, but I'm unpopular opinion sports. Yeah.
Yeah, most of those yards came in 3 games against the Cowboys. I think twice. Well, no, the Cowboys and the Lions that one game. He had a good game against the Lions. Look, come on, man. Like, stop it, bro. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's just not. He's not good as Dials, bro. He's not a dude you can line up to the outside. You can't do that with him. He's limited.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but
I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all. He says Wandale going to get his bell rung by those other teams in that division. Texans, Jags, those defensive linemen and linebackers are monsters with the DB. He said, like, look, Daboll's going to force feed him. He got an ego.
Go against Stingley. You got to go against Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, bro. No slouches either.
Yeah.
Man, he can get his little ass ate up over there. But it is what it is, man. I mean, Wandale Robinson, we did lose Wandale Robinson. And, you know, we go through what we did in free agency, man. We're going to end the show here.
I think Gunner.
I think you get the same thing from Gunner.
I think Gunner might be all right. It might be all right with Gunner in the slot. Dan, can you imagine that? Gunner Olszewski started in the slot.
Yeah.
Giants fans gonna be pissed off. Is this our slot receiver?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, you got Malik Neighbors, you go get you another guy. Slayton's gonna be here for another year. Sorry, he's gonna be here for another year. I don't believe the Brian Thomas Jr. thing is gonna come to fruition because the Giants are not willing to give up that second round pick, which is being reported in some areas. So NYG is right; they're not wanting to give up that second round pick, and you're not going to get them for a third or fourth round pick. So you might as well just keep them. Yeah, I like Gunner. Gunner showed his ass against the Cowboys. Did some of the same things Wandale Robinson was doing, and he's bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, started in the slot. Now we here, right?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, Gunner's all right.
He said Wandale Robinson is going to be in the slot. Sauce Gardner is not guarding him. It don't matter if they got bigger DBs over there.
Wandale Robinson is getting paid to be wide receiver 1 in Tennessee. And he did have to line up on the outside, and he has lined up on the outside before. So, and again, you can move your corners around. But go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, let's say got some master plan for him. Besides just force feeding him the ball, he might have maybe, let's say this, he might have about 80 catches for another 800 or some or 900 or some yards over there in Tennessee. But he's going to be force fed. And that doesn't equate to winning games. It's not about stats, Angel. And appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. But it's not a shot at you. It's not about stats, bro. It's about winning. It's about a formula. It's about roles. What role can Wandale Robinson play on your team, and you're a good team where he's a main focal point? You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know what role does you can't throw back shoulder to him. You can't throw layered throws over to the middle of him with coverage on him. The dude literally almost has to be wide open, bro, or a quick screen. And you don't pay top receiver money for that, bro. That's why I didn't want to. Man, I'm so happy that in the first couple of minutes they said Wandale Robinson going to the Titans for $20 million. I was like, thank you.
Is Dable going to be able to scheme him open like that though? You see what I'm saying? Like you trying to do this dog and pony show over here, but then again they play different football in different divisions. You know, that AFC South has gotten better. You know, you had 2, almost 3 playoff teams. So if you got Wandale Robinson and you signing all these players, do you think they better than the Colts, the Texans, and the Jaguars? Because that's where it starts. So I don't think they better than none of them, even with the players they got right now. Now I want to see Cam Ward succeed, so I hope Tennessee would be a better team because that means he's improving. But I don't trust Brian Dable worth a snot, bro. Like, dude is terrible. I think he's just a terrible coach, bro.
I don't trust that cat either, man.
Just a terrible coach. Now he gonna go over there and try to, get Cam Ward a bunch of, backyard plays and wild plays and try to make him look good like he was trying to do over here with Jackson Dart. But I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work.
These are some of the guys. If you want some height and speed and a guy that you can bring in to help out Malik Neighbors, because I want Malik Neighbors to play that role Wan'Dale Robinson was playing going into the slot. Can you imagine Malik Neighbors getting a hold of your second or third corner almost every single play, unless you're going to make somebody go with him across the whole field all game and follow him? Man, that dude going to eat, bro. Why do you think CeeDee Lamb eats so much?
So what do you think Matt Nagy's going to run? What kind of system you think he's coming over here to run? Because Matt Nagy is the offensive coordinator. So you could talk about that. You want to talk about the Giants. What kind of system is Matt Nagy going to run? Because I'm looking at it like this. We all know they want to run the ball, but you got Matt Nagy there, coming from the Kansas City Chiefs. And, I know John Harbaugh is the coach, so, he's going to do whatever John Harbaugh wants, but John Harbaugh is the type of coach he's gonna let his offensive coordinator be an offensive coordinator.
Yep.
So what kind of system do you think Matt Nagy's gonna want to run here with Dart? That's the question I want to ask you. Just specifically thinking about the passing game, because we're talking about receivers and tight ends and all this other stuff.
I believe that Iman Perry, you are absolutely correct. Fonzie, what's good? I think he's going to do a lot of things out the play action. He's going to get a lot of those passes in the middle of the field. That's why you brought in Isaiah Likely, and you still got Theo Johnson. And he's going to attack deep with Slayton when he does have Slayton in there. And I truly believe that they won't be able to do it this season, depending on what they get at the receiver position. But I truly believe they're going to want to put Neighbors in motion a lot. I think because he did that with the Bears. He put DJ Moore in motion a lot when he was there. And Neighbors is that type of guy, but he could be more effective doing it. You see what I'm saying? And when you running the ball heavy, because remember, they got Greg Roman over there too, so I think it's going to be a two-headed monster offense.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a conglomerate.
Roman's going to handle more of the running game, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's going to base his passing based off Greg Roman's running game, and vice versa. Greg Roman's going to base some of his runs off the passing game. If they feel that this team can stop the run a lot better, they're going to want to pass it a little bit more. If they feel that the secondary can handle our receivers easily, besides Malik Neighbors, they're going to want to run the ball a little bit more. So I think it's going to be a lot, what do you call those mesh plays too?
Yeah.
They're going to run a lot of mesh plays to try to pick some people off, to get people like Neighbors in space and Isaiah Likely in space. And Theo Johnson's going to have to step his game up this year. He's going to have to make those tough catches. If he can make those tough catches, like over those layered throws, or make those back shoulder catches on the edge, because I think they'll put him out there on the edge, have it Isaiah Likely in the slot, put Theo Johnson to the outside, and have him go against a smaller corner. And he can make those catches and pick the ball like grapes off somebody's head. That's when you're going to really start have to worry about this offense, because if they could do that, because you're not going to double team with Theo Johnson, you're not going to double team Isaiah Likely. You're going to have to put the covers to Neighbors. That's why I wanted another bigger receiver out there to where you can have Theo Johnson on a freaking linebacker with his speed, or Isaiah Likely with his speed on a linebacker. That's what will make this offense deadly in the passing game. Go ahead.
Them two tight end sets, though, you know, based on what you're saying too, right? Them two tight end sets those tight ends, right, will open up the middle of the field. So because with Neighbors going deep, and then if you have a field stretcher out there like Slayton, those safeties got to play back.
Mm-hmm.
So them tight ends going to be able to eat in the middle of the field, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm thinking they went the tight end route instead of trying to get that X receiver, so to speak, because they still got a speed guy in Slayton.
Yep. And that's where Slayton comes to play. Now you got to worry about Slayton getting those deep digs across the middle of the field.
Yeah, because if he's stepping up and he's making plays, then now you got to worry about him. And now you got a problem on your hands because you can't leave them tight ends alone in the middle of the field either.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to worry about Neighbors. So that might be the way they're thinking here, bro, offensively.
So I mean, that's what I think, man. But this has been absolutely fun. NFL free agent frenzy for the Giants and a total NFL, man. Giving you a double show within one, man. Where are you getting that from but the Aboriginal Sports Network? You know, so we gonna see. Hey, another Giants player got signed. Isaiah Simmons, his raggedy self, is going back to the Panthers. You don't know what to do with that dude, man. I don't know what you do with him. But 12 and 13 personnel. Yeah, you're gonna run a lot of that with the Giants this year, man. But any last thoughts, NYG, before we get out of here, bro?
Nah, dope show, man. Y'all keep it locked here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. You know, Big Pat Sports Talk, Unpopular Opinion Sports, and you know, giving you all your free agent news, all your Giants, Jets news. And I'll be on for Heart of the City tomorrow night.
Heart of the City is gonna be fun tomorrow. Geno Smith sit back to hell. They sent him back to the Jets.
And they wanted him there too.
That is messed up. Shout out to everybody that's been in the chat. Matt with the favor, hit that like and subscribe button for us, man. Everybody that tuned in, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Always showing up and showing out for the Aboriginal Sports Network and the Aboriginal crew. But man, Heart of the City, y'all gotta tune in for Heart of the City tomorrow, man. That's gonna be a jam-packed show, bro. Jam-packed show, bro.
We got you covered.
Yeah, got you covered on everything. Knicks, Nets, Mets, Yankees, Giants, Jets, hockey, college.
Yeah.
You know.
Check out the culture segment too.
Yeah, that's culture. That culture segment is dope. Love producing that show. Man, I can't wait for tomorrow, man, on Heart of the City. That shit gonna be dope. But until then, man, this has been NFL on ABSN, NFL all 32 teams with the NFL free agency frenzy. If you were watching on Big Pat Sports Talk, thank you guys for supporting over there. Got a lot of views over there. Even got a super chat out of it, man. I ain't been live in a long time. I'm gonna start going back live with you guys. New York Giants Full Access Live. Probably gonna be Tuesday nights, starting here pretty soon. Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern or 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're deciding right now. The two fellas that you see on the screen, man, you know we always putting in that work. Go check out Unpopular Opinion Sports. Road to 1,000 subscribers. Over halfway there, man. That man been putting in some work the past couple of weeks, and his videos are dope. You want some sports knowledge, if you want some unpopular opinions, go to the Unpopular Zone, man, or Unpopular Opinion Sports, man. He's going to tell you a lot of things about what's going on in this sports world, man. You get knowledge, plus you get knowledge of the game as well. Go like and subscribe to the
Giants
channel.
predictions have been right.
Yeah, they actually have been. They have been very right on point. Hey,
They won't give me credit. You know what I'm saying? Some haters in the fan base, but I've been on point.
I was actually on point with Gunner too. I told y'all they was gonna pick Gunner over Wan'Dale Robinson. So I would to get your little ass out of here. 20 million? Are you smoking crack, sir?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
Yeah, I want to hold all these guys that we ain't winning games with. They want to give them money, and then when they give them the money, you tell them they still. Man, y'all crazy. No Game Bull, thank you for tuning in, man. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. And yes, Ashawn Robinson, if you was here earlier, we said that earlier too, man. I would love to bring Ashawn Robinson. And Dalvin Tomlinson's out there too. I would kick the tires on Dalvin Tomlinson as well. We need another run stopper. He can come in and fill in behind Dexter Lawrence. That's a good piece to have. But we out of here, man. NFL on ABSN. Check us out live tomorrow, Heart of the City, right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. Until then, y'all know what it is, man. Peace.